It's orange!
Oh my god!
Decollage!
What is it?
Put that in the big bag, Jingle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
This methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You dead? Sure. We don't need any more of these.
Well, hey everybody, sorry about the false start there. We got in time just for the moo, so that was one thing at least. We got the moo. But more importantly, watching Ship 25 start lifting now, so hopefully we'll have a full stack before long. Joining us with me on this commentary stream is Alex. Say hello, Alex.
Hello, welcome to Starship Chaos.
It is, we've been waiting for hours, thinking they might do it at the start of the window when the police arrived at the blood block, but unfortunately we were just sat here waiting for ages for things to happen. And suddenly, all of a sudden, it does a little lift, which means it's about to happen. So we've got this, and we might have Ship 26 do a pre-burner test later as well. We don't know about that just yet, but that all indications are both things are on for today. But most importantly, and my interest, because I don't like Ship 26 at all, is on Ship 25 with the full stack, hopefully, which will allow for a wet dress rehearsal potentially tomorrow, maybe later, depends on how their flow works with this stacking and the preparations for that WDR. But either ways, I told you last week, I said in chat, quote me, I said, look, next week it'll be interesting. And thankfully, SpaceX has not let us down, because we do have interesting things going on. If you've got any questions, please do add a space flight in chat, and we'll take it from a panel, and we'll be able to answer as many questions as we possibly can, especially with Alex on, because Alex knows all the answers to everything. So yes, if you've got any questions, do by all means ask them. I see one already from David asking, no flight termination system installed yet? No. Alex, explain that one to everybody. They don't do the flight termination system install until the last few days before launch, correct?
Yeah, we won't see that until much closer to the launch, and we are definitely not close to a launch, sadly, but we're closer than before. So that's at least one thing.
We're also going to be joined by Jack in a bit when he comes onto the commentary stream. So you lucky people will have Jack on shortly. And when we do that, I might have time to tweet out this stream. But otherwise, you're just lucky people. This is why we always say have your notifications turned on, because then you won't miss a stream. Because we were literally just like, okay, it started lifting, let's go live. And there's no way we could have warned people in SBL as fast as you got the notification for the stream starting. So that's why we always say when you subscribed, which you all will be in chat, by the way, because if you're talking in chat, it means you are subscribed. So welcome to all of you. But if you've got notifications on, you won't miss a stream. Things like Twitter and what have you are not all that reliable, because I've not yet tweeted the link to this yet. So there you go. That's why I always say notifications. Okay, right. So where are we right now? Let's look at this. We've got a little lift, haven't we, so far, Alex? I actually missed it. I only saw the ping saying lift had started. Has it lifted just a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit right now. It should be going up, farther up soon. And then, you know how they do this thing of like, they lift a bit, they swing one way, they lift again, they swing the other way, and so on and so forth, until they are basically above the booster. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a while. It usually tends to be about an hour and a half until everything is properly settled down.
What do we think they're going to do with Ship 26? Do we think they'll get this stacked and then suddenly move over to the suborbital site and start the tank farm up and do the testing on Ship 26? Can they do that in short order, like literally within minutes?
Yeah, they could even prepare already the tank farm right now and be like, okay, it's already stacked. Let's get it, fueled up and ready to test. The thing is, people are probably wondering why we think they're going to be testing Ship 26, and is it moving up already? No, we just changed to the enhanced camera. Okay, thanks. I was a bit confused because I was like, oh, is it moving already back up? But yeah, so one of the reasons why we think it's Ship 26, if you remember, the last few times they've done this, they haven't really needed to close the road or close the beach or anything like it. In fact, Yak was out there in the last two stacks, and he took pictures of the whole thing and into the Raptors on Ship 25 and everything. And so why is it that now they're doing this and the road is closed? Well, there's also another ship right now on suborbital pad B, ship 26, that might be tested today because we have our full closure today. That is actually scheduled. You go to the Cameron County website and it says road closure is scheduled, and beach and and road are now closed and things like that. It is from 8 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. So they have until 8 p.m. to be able to test that other vehicle at this suborbital pad. So we think that's the most likely case today, given the road closure, because they don't need that for a full stack.
Alex, we don't want to be on this till 8 p.m. tonight, do we? Let's get these two things done in
let's
short
talk
order.
about
Let's
doesn't
get
happen.
ship 25 onto booster 9. We'll go, thank you very much, that's done. And then we all just pan the cameras across. I said pan because it is pan, it's not tilt. The cameras across. The ship 26 gets nice and frosty, does this little fiery fart. Am I allowed to say that? Well, I've just done it anyway. And then we class as a pre-burner and we can all go for dinner. That's what I say. I just want to thank some people, by the way. There were people super chatting before we even went live, just from SBL. And I want to thank those people because they're in the queue, and why not? Branson Stanford did 5 Red Team memberships. Jim Caver every single day does a gifted membership. I always recognise that, Jim. Thank you very much. Erms did a gifted Red Team membership. Curtis Green, one of our regulars, did a Red Team membership. Z goes, it's stacking time as your 7-month Padrat member milestone. Well done, Z. We're using that little trick very well there, which is a nice little thing, by the way, just noting your milestones of support. And Mitcha asks, do you think they are doing more testing than they would have had the license come soon? Going up. We'll come back to you, Micha. We're going up. So that's now started. I'm going to do a quick little tweet, maybe. 1 second. Let's see what we've done. I might have had some backup. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's the Twitter live stream. That's always fun. I'm going to do the YouTube one. So yeah, we have finally got ship 25 going into the air. Wonderful. Right, yeah, so let's just go back to that question while we're doing it, because it can be quite a slow process to start with. Mitch, we're asking, do you think they're going to do more testing than they would have had the launch license come sooner, or testing be required to prove these changes? Right, so Alex, do you want to take that while I do a tweet? Basically, are they using the opportunity they've got with the gap to waiting for the FAA and the fish people to approve the regulatory process? I know, God, it's stuck. I'm sorry. I'm always going to say it. Do you think they're using that opportunity to do some more testing than they would have? Say if the launch license were already in the bag, would they be doing this testing anyway? Or do you think they're just using the opportunity?
I think it could be a bit both ways, in which, if they had the launch license way before, they could probably have done the same testing but faster, because a wet dress rehearsal, I mean, they could have done that many weeks ago, right? Or anything like it, or they could have done a lot of this testing a long time ago. I think they're actually just taking their time, using this time that they have, to be able to do all of the other work. We've seen work on the top of the booster. We've seen work on the engines up until a few days ago, practically. We're seeing work on the engines. So they've basically, I think it's likely both, that this work probably could have been done anyways if they had gotten the license earlier, because I don't think it's a lot of work. So they could have just, do one of those surges as they normally do and do it a bit quicker, in a matter of days instead of weeks, right? And they will have been ready to launch either way. But I think they're obviously taking this time, whatever work they can do to be able to improve the chances of this working. It's a good work that they can do, and definitely a really well-timed word spent, I guess. Whatever is the expression. Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah. Right, so Cooper Foster. Did I click on that and it's just disappeared? Oh no, there it is. Does SpaceX need another pressure notice for a pre-burner or a spin prime test?
In theory, for anything more than a pre-burner, it should need another pressure notice. For a spin prime, they don't need one. So the reasoning there is that sure, they're loading methane on a spin prime test, but they are not igniting anything. Whereas for preburner or above, aka for example static fire, then they do ignite things, and so it's like oopsies, right? If they ignite something and then it goes off the rails, then that's not good. They have had a spin prime in the past though, where things didn't go that well and things got ignited. But either way, things did not change after the fact. After that incident, they didn't really change the whole thing, the whole process. At least we didn't see any change because they did spin primes with no overpressure notice, and so it was just as normal.
Super duper. Yeah, and Prandic asks, do we see we see WDR happening and launch plans? Okay, I'm gonna reword that for you, Prandic. But basically, are we seeing any announcements from SpaceX? No, and that's normal. SpaceX don't tend to give a running commentary on things. They've done more than they've done recently. They are starting to post, tweet, whatever you want to call it, certain things like milestones that have been completed and rollouts, especially with some drone footage. But yes, Alex?
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually tweet something. Because I think for the first wet dress, they tweeted something. I'm actually going to find out right now because I'm curious. So, yeah, you keep going because I actually remember the dates of the wet dress.
Super. While we're doing that, Michael asks, do you think the hot staging ring will support the weight of the ship? I certainly hope so. Otherwise, it's going to go very badly wrong. So the answer to that is yes. Fleet Machine asks, well, I wonder what the max speed of the lift is of the ship. Well, this is something we were talking about on the recent Raptor side, that they're not particularly fast, but people were expecting to be a lot faster for the catch of the booster and the ship. But that's the trick. We don't expect the catches to be like it's coming down at a certain velocity and it's got to catch up with the speed of the booster coming down and catch it. We think the booster and the ship will actually hover and then the chopsticks will then close around it. So it's a lot different from the speed up and down and more to do with the arms closing in around the ship. It will still be firing its engines while it's caught, you see. That's the way it'll work. It'll be absolutely fascinating to see when they do start doing that. That is a long way off yet. First of all, they've got to get these things launched in orbital. The next flight, indeed, will just be about the booster and just getting to the staging, hot staging, and testing that, because I think that'll be classed as a success. I think that's fair to say. And once they're getting to the point where they're happy, they might see some targeted water landings to prove they can bring them down to a pinpoint landing area and then bring them back to the launch site and do the catches. So that's a while off, long way off yet, but that is what eventually will happen.
See, now I've actually searched for the tweets, and I really thought they did something before, but they only tweeted after the fact. So, but either way, they're probably going to say something, either before or after, but they're going to say something, my opinion at least, for the wet dress. Not sure about the launch though. Obviously for the launch, they'll probably talk about it for a while before it happens, but not like, I don't think we're going to get anything about that today.
Cool. Everyone's using their new member milestones now. Okay, so let's go with, first of all, Alex Plant. Nearly 1 year and 11 months as a member. Keep up the good work, everyone. Thank you, Alex. I mean, again, I say this all the time. We are an independent organization. We're not owned by a media group, like a lot of these big YouTube channels are these days. We are literally doing this. We pump everything back into what we provide you. So when you support us, you know it's been put to good use rather than going to some stockholder of some parent company. And that is a big distinction to a lot of channels you may not even suspect work like that. So it's a very important thing to note that your support is allowing us to do what we're doing. And you get the benefits from that as well, because that's why we've got all these cameras and that's why we can do these big live streams. It's a very important thing to note there. Someone of my level with NSF can tell you that, because I know for a fact that's how we've done it. Okay, Grishu has gifted 1 Red Team membership. Thank you very much. And RC Horseman's done 5, another regular there. Shauna simply says 8-month member milestone. This is so exciting to see. Yes, it is indeed.
Are they lifting and swinging at the same time, or is it just my imagination?
That's new. Yeah, that is. Look at the left. Look at the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were lifting and swinging.
They are lifting and swinging. Sounds like an indies group name for a
Yeah.
band. Lifting and swinging.
Like a song of the 70s or something.
That is different, isn't it? Because normally they'll lift, they'll stop, they'll translate, and
Yeah.
then they'll lift again. In fact, it is way different than last time, because last time when they lifted, they had to stop around this point to move a little bit away from the grid fins, and then lifted, and then went back again. This is completely different than last time. We'll have to find it. I'll tell you one thing. We'll find someone in our Discord to do a comparison side by side with the two lifts, because
Yeah,
this looks
I'm
way different to
going
me.
I'm going A/B test. It seems like it's just lifting right now instead of lifting and swinging. But it
Yeah,
did
but
quite an amazing thing there where it was lifting and swinging at the same time.
the interesting thing is it looks completely different, because I just remember last time it's lower than it is now, but they actually stopped, translated to the right to move the arms away from the grid fins, and then
Hmm.
raised again, and then went back more towards the booster again. So this looks completely different than last time. Chat, am I going crazy? Let me know if you think this looks different than last time, because I think this does look different, and I'm going to see if chat agrees with me. I'll think that y'all think I'm an idiot. Let's have a look. Chat, let me know. 100%, thank you. Yes, says CS Miller. I'm getting some backup here. This is great. I should use these in real life. These are my friends, and they back me up. Anyway,
It's
that's a
easy
big.
when you have thousands of people helping you.
It is, yeah. And they're all thinking, well, you always get people who automatically go against you as well, so it's quite nice that we've got such a nice community. Otherwise, it's just so you type, no, Chris, you're an idiot. Actually, I just want to quickly run these off because these are milestones, and I want to make sure people are recognised. 6-month Red Team member milestone, thank you. What do we guess how far 725 will get? Well, it'd be 925, won't it be, Atlia? We'll get into the test flight. I'm going for hot staging. If they get a good flight in the booster, where compared to Boost 7, well, first of all, we don't want the pad destroyed this time, do we? So that's what the water deluge system's there for. That's going to stop the rock tornado. That will be a big key thing, where they don't have a major repair work for the actual launch mount and pad. So if that works, that's great. If they get a flight, we're losing a few. They will lose some engines probably, and that's fine. It's designed to lose some engines, but they don't want to lose too many engines like they did with Booster 9 and cause some other effects, caused it to go spinning at the end. If they get to hot staging, and basically the performance of the booster has been enough for an orbital mission, doesn't matter what Ship 25 does, but if it gets to the point it can deploy Ship 25 during hot staging for what would be a normal trajectory, that would be a massive win.
And also, if they actually do lose any engines, hopefully this time around it's going to be better, because apparently, from what Elon said, Booster 9 has better shielding. We don't know in what way this shielding is better or anything like it, but it's better. So if one Raptor, thinks it's, if it explodes, let's put it that way, right? If it explodes, maybe the others are not going to go out as well, which I think that's probably one of the problems that the Booster 7 also had, where we saw, one engine blowing up, and then suddenly a few seconds later, another engine went out right next to it. It's like, maybe it went out because the other one exploded next to it. So, yeah.
I do believe we're joined by the man, the legend, that is Jack.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Jack's here. Everybody, American Voice. You can all praise the Lord that we've got Jack in as one of our commentary for this amazing lift. Jack, as you can see live on the stream, we've got Ship 25 in the air after these hours of waiting for the chopsticks to actually start moving. It's finally happening. What's your thoughts on this amazing sight?
Well, I'm excited to see the vehicle stacked again, and hopefully we get some full stack testing done this week. And as you say, I love that you call them the fish people, which is it's delightful. Hopefully they get the okay from the FAA and the fish people, and we can see this thing launch here coming up soon. I think that's what we all want to see, right? Also, I will comment. I'm just going to cut you off and say, earlier before we went live, but when everyone was in the little chat and like waiting to determine when we should go live, and everyone was complaining about that you would have been able to sleep more if we didn't have to have this wait. Yeah, no kidding. I was muted at the time. I couldn't unmute, but
Yeah.
anyways, I digress. Go ahead, Chris. How you doing?
Yes, the Fish and Wildlife Service is a very important organisation dedicated towards the protection of the fish and wildlife, as the name suggests. But I did go Googling for fish people on Google, and I found lots of fish head people in meetings, and I could not get out of my head that's how they work. But thankfully, I don't think I've yet had an angry email from the Fish and Wildlife Service saying, please do not portray us as actual fish people. So I think we're going away with it so far. But yeah, it might wear thin before long. So I'm going to be careful with my amount of usage of that term.
When we could always change it up a little bit, like fish folks, like there's all kinds of different ways we could go. But anyways,
fish folks.
Look at this. Look at this. It's a ship. It's got 6 engines. It's like it's going to go to space or something.
Yes,
how cool is that?
Well, the funny thing is, Ship 25, I'm not really too fussed how it does. That sounds harsh, doesn't it, boys and girls? But no, it's not that. It's the fact that I'm convinced this flight is all about Booster 9 and Ship 25 is just there for the lot. It's almost like a mass simulator. It's just there for the ride. Whatever Ship 25 does is a bonus.
Right.
I will be adamant about this because...
Wait,
No scone.
wait, Chris. What if Ship 25 results in the catastrophic rud of the full stack because of hot stage separation? Is that still a good thing on Ship 25's part? I'm going to hold your feet to the fire on this one.
Yeah, right, okay. I'm going to take that. I'm going to say, well, fair enough, but what did Booster 9 do to get to staging? If Booster 9 performed great until staging and then it all goes wrong because of Ship 25, still a win. Because as far as I'm concerned, Booster 9 has got the upgrades. Booster 9 has got the big test of the upgrades that SpaceX want to employ on the booster compared to Booster 7. Ship 25 does not.
Swing in.
Yeah.
QD arm is swinging in.
Ship 25
It's already
does not. I'm going to finish this sentence if it kills me. Ship 25 does not, whereas Ship 28, which I think will be the next one to fly on Booster 10, has all the modifications. So apply that that point you made, Jack, to me on Booster 10 and Ship 28. If Ship 28 causes the rud, that's bad because Ship 28's got the upgrades. Yeah,
that's completely fair. I sort of like to have a thought experiment sometimes and imagine, like, what is the least fun team at SpaceX to be on? And I don't mean least fun sounds too harsh, but like which team is under the most stress to get their piece of the puzzle done properly, or or at times CEO or managers like attention can sort of focus on one particular group. So like I wonder, at least in my head, I feel like for this launch, all eyes are on the booster group, and if you're building a booster, you want this thing to work right. I mean, tower, ground stuff seems pretty straightforward, pretty nailed down. Ship is almost like not critical path. I don't know, that's stupid to say, but the ship is, bonus, as you said, Chris. Like on this one, the booster has to prove that the mitigations and the stuff they already had in the pipeline, like, the removal of the hydraulic thrust vector control, for example, and going to electric. All of those things that they've done, this booster needs to prove out that it worked and that it can do its job. So yes, I completely agree with you.
Yeah. And the fun thing is, Booster 10, Ship 28, Booster 11, Ship 29, they're already in testing for launch. They are literally going through their process at the Masses. Yes, I said it right first time this time. The Masses test site. So that means that they've got pent-up cadence. And if you take in consideration the other ships that they're building already, like in the High Bay and the Mega Bay, they have got a 2024 calendar that, if things do not go seriously wrong, means we should get a real full 2024 of launches out of Starbase. I know they're going to launch 5. Alex, how many times can they launch out of Starbase?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, it depends because they could modify that as well.
They couldn't they? Yeah. But you know what? I will take 5. If you said to me, Chris, you take me to one side, Alex, and say, Chris, I've been to the future, and I saw that in 2024 they launched 5 times. I would go, Alex, the future is bright. Thank you very much for that great news.
I can take you right now and say, I've been to the future. We still don't sleep.
Well, I don't need any prophecies to let me know that one already. NSF is not a 9 to 5 job, boys and girls. It really is not.
But to your point, Chris, I remember when the PEA or the EA or whatever it was, the environmental assessment, that's what we're all talking about with the 5 launch things. Like, that is what they have current authorization to do. And as Alex said, they could modify that and add more launches, conceivably. But I just remember when that documentation came out and we were all pouring through it and reading the different things, seeing 5 launches, like, wow, 5 Starship launches in a year? Like, I mean, I know they need to do a lot in order to prove out tanking and just get Starlink satellites in orbit and whatnot, but 5 launches in a year, that seems like a lot. They don't need 5. I mean, it'll be fine. And now, I mean, just what, a year and a half later, it's like, yeah, 5 launches next year. Totally plausible. The pipeline of hardware that they have, that they're working on, as you said, Booster 10 and Ship 28 and Booster 11 and Ship 29, like, both very in advanced states of construction. I mean, 28 has its engines, it's ready for static fire testing, or, that's the next phase of its flow. I don't want to say it's ready because it's still at the rocket garden surrounded by scaffolding and connected to a crane. But point being, the point at which it's in its flow is it has the engines, as you can see, the engines there on beautiful Ship 25. What a cool shot. It has its engines and it's ready to do static fire testing. Booster 10 is what, in the Mega Bay, probably getting its engines, tucked away, hidden from our view. And Ship 29 is ready as soon as Ship 28 moves away and gets ready to do its testing. Ship 29 will be on that engine installation stand getting its engines. And it's just, you can see the flow that they have set up here in their manufacturing cadence. And it's just very obvious that as soon as they get a few of these kinks ironed out and, some of these regulatory hurdles cleared, it's just going to be like they're flicking a switch, and we're going to see these things go off left and right, and that's so exciting. It's just so exciting, right?
Yeah. Right, I'm going to speed run. I'm going to speed run some.
I wanted to say one extra thing just about the whole talk about the number of launches per year. The reason why I say they can change that is because for Falcon 9 happened the same, where on the first environmental assessment for Falcon 9 launches from the Cape, from Space Launch Complex 40, they were only not allowed, but like the document was only looking at 6 launches. So it only had 6 launches per year. And you know how many launches Falcon 9 has already done from that very same pad?
Right. Yeah, very good point.
41. So yeah. And right now the limit, I think it's like 90 per pad or something. It's
nice.
Ridiculous.
Good bit of context. Thank you. Chris, do your thing as we watch Ship 25 swing atop Booster 9 here.
Yeah, we've got some questions, but I want to speed run through the support as well because it's very important we recognise it. Just another VR user. I'll be the one to ask based on what you see now. When launch? I'm going to go with. We'll go around the houses. I'll start with November the 5th, bonfire night in the UK, Guy Fawkes night, right? Because that'll be just perfect. Alex, your best guess so far for the latest launch date?
Yeah, let's say that week.
He has such a hard time putting dates on things. Just do it. Just do it.
Okay, November 5th. Let's go.
It's the same thing Chris B said. Okay, fine. I'll also say first half of November. That's what I'm gonna get. That's what I'm gonna go with. And that's.
Oh no, you need to say a date.
November 7th.
Right,
there
that
you
works.
Go. All right.
Chat. Come on, chat. Let's see your best guess for the launch date based on your best guess. Now, it doesn't have to be the actual launch itself. It's just the launch date that you go for. Because I expect scrubs. I mean, I was surprised it launched on the 2nd of September last time, to be fair. I expect about 3 scrubs. Here we go. Chat is going crazy. I will not be able to read these out, but the one thing I'm noticing is most are saying November.
A lot of people want to. A lot of people are saying 11/11. I mean, I get it. It's a nice 1/1/1/1 kind of thing going on. Halloween launch would be cool.
October the 16th. Who put that in there?
That's today.
Chris B says 2 weeks.
Today.
Yeah.
Halloween launch would be cool. Fun fact: this is like deep Jack trivia here that nobody cares about, but you're gonna learn about it anyways. The very first launch that I had a successful remote camera placement for was a Minotaur C on Halloween. Whenever that was, whatever year, who knows anymore. 2016, something like that. But yeah, Halloween launches, they're really good. They're special.
Right, I've been reading all these. A lot are going for November. A few going for end of October. I think that's too ambitious. Remember, there's a question. I'll come back to the question when people are mentioning the October one, but to give it some context. But yeah, most people are thinking November, and I like that because it shows chat is positive. They are not fearing what they've heard from some doom-mongers who are saying 2024 probably never gonna launch because blah blah blah
Right.
blah blah. But
Right.
yeah, everyone seems to be on the right track of thinking where we are. Where we do think we are. We do think it's net November. We think it's possible, and this is a good sign. This full stack is not for the Cybertruck. This is for a WDR. Big deal. Yeah.
Although
the
that
last-
Cybertruck though, I think this is my first stream I've been on since that all happened. And you might have noticed I didn't have any photos of it because, of course, that's the week that I went on family vacation. So I need to take a moment to say, oh my God, Cybertruck towing a Raptor at Starbase. What? It was beautiful. Like you joke, Chris, but I don't give anybody guff for taking a cool photo opportunity when there is one. It's smart. It's like a no-brainer. It was like a no-brainer.
if you go into our store, which I've just put into chat, you'll see an actual photograph of the Cybertruck pulling a RAVAC from Sean. That picture's done very well because it is a stunning picture, and it really is. I when the first Cybertruck first came out, I was like, "What's this box of steel?" But now that's all I want. So it's kind of grown on me big time.
Yeah, luckily I did get to see it whenever the eclipse was. What day was that? It's all blurring together. It drove by the launch site during the eclipse, which was also awesome. And so I got to see it in person.
Saturday,
Which,
like
thank
2
you.
days ago.
Yeah, all right. Well, it's a blur. And I've seen a Cybertruck at the Auto Museum in LA, the Peterson or whatever it is. But that's different than seeing it in the wild. And just like both times, I've been a fan of it since the beginning. It's a beautiful machine. Just look at it. But seeing it in person, like driving around in Starbase.
Who guesses the launch date?
What? Oh yeah, I mean that would be. Hey, I would probably make a bunch of fake names and try and do like all the guesses.
There it is. Look, there it's in the actual. You can see the picture I was talking about there. Thank you very much, Kevin, for doing that. I should have actually warned you in advance, but I'm a numpty. But there we go. There is a Cybertruck in store. You can get your own massive, and it is huge, metal print on your wall of the Cybertruck and the RVAC being pulled by it, which was the reason why they stacked it last time. And the context is that this time, this is a pre-launch stack. This is for a WDR, which is part of their process of making sure the vehicle readiness, they call it buying down risk. They find things that may be wrong or may be right, and they can rectify it, and they've got the time before launch to do so. This is a very important milestone, pre-launch this stack, whereas last time it was for a photo opportunity. Okay, right. Alan Harper has become a Padrep member. Thank you very much, Alan. Juan just says hello with his 14-month Capcom membership. You're in our Discord.
Hi.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
I am Joe TV. Thank you for everything you do for us. Thank you for your support. Keep up the great work, Forge Gamer. The chopstick lift is faster than the paperwork, says Logic Santa. Thank you very much. Chris W has gifted 1 Red Team membership. Freedom, one of our regulars, one of our team. Charles, thank you for gifting 5 Red Team memberships. If you got a Red Team membership from anyone who gifted it into the chat, you might not see who it came from. You'll just realise suddenly you've got a Red Team membership. Just say thank you in chat because it's just a nice thing to do because you got a free membership. Justin DeLong, a 14-month launch direct to membership level milestone. Hang on a minute. 40 months as launch director.
Wow.
Yeah, that we can add that up. That is a massive amount of support, Justin. That is huge. I think that is pretty much as long as the channel's been going.
That's amazing.
I think that really is close to the length that the channel's been running. The site started in 2005. It didn't start a channel until about 3 or 4 years ago. So that is a massive amount of support. Way to keep going as a company, growing as a company. Thank you for all the hard work that everyone puts in. One of the best decisions I made was being a paying member. Well, we've grown over that 40 months, Justin, because of people like you.
Thank you.
I do not take that lightly. I really mean it. If the support wasn't there, we could not have grown this channel. This channel would have been just like a depository for clips. Right. Yeah,
right.
It would not have been. Jack, you can explain better because you understand the channel better from the editing side and the video side.
You get it too, Chris. It's just a matter of we would not be able to do any of this without all of y'all's support. The fact that we have these cameras, the fact that we can put out videos the way we do, it's just so awesome. And the cool part is as we continue to grow, there's so much cool stuff to do. There's so much cool things that could be done. If only we had the power and the resources. And slowly but steadily, we're gaining it with everybody's support, which is pretty dang awesome. I mean, heck, what we do already is pretty dang awesome. But I mean, hey, if you throw a whole pile of money at me or us, the entire team, like the things Das could build, the things Sean could build, the camera rigs I could put together, like holy cow. So thank you so much for that support. It means so much. And just the kind words. Like, I love meeting people that have been watching the channel at all, but people that have been watching like from the get-go, like, man, you get it. There's a non-zero chance Justin DeLong owns the Texas Tank Watcher shirt for tank test, whatever the horrible tank top we put out was. There's a non-zero chance he owns one, and that's awesome. Anyways.
Tell you what, Justin, by the way, I'm going to find you because you deserve something from us for that. That is, and I'm actually quite stunned by that. In fact, 40 months at launch director. I think that might be a record. I'm thinking it is. And if we are, we're going to find you. I'll find you. We'll do something for you. Okay, nice. Right. We've got a massive list here. I want to run through these, and I tend to digress. So I'm terrible for keeping up.
Yeah, because we got a ship sitting above a booster, getting ready to get set down.
We are getting close. Yeah, so we're keeping one eye on this stack being completed. We know it does take a while for them to ease it down to the point that it's connected onto the hot staging ring, but we are very close. And I think that's gone quite fast, unless it's just been me, but it has gone quite fast. Wardy, greetings from God's own country, Yorkshire. Well done. You got the right county there, Wardy. Thank you very much. Steve McCarry, always crazy. Red Team member. Vigilante, lift it, swing it, bop it, twist it. You try to do some song lyrics there, Travis. This lift seems to be going so much quicker than the once they started. Like you, yes, you've got it. And by the way, look at that. Cybertruck has just, with a Ravak on the end, has just sold as a metal print.
Nice.
So there we go. Thank you for that support. Because by the way, if you buy a metal print, you're supporting us, because it's merchandise. You're also supporting a photographer, because the photographer that takes these pictures gets a cut of that sale as well as a little bonus. You should them.
You should see the look on Sean's face whenever he sees one of his prints pop up on stream. It's like a pinball machine lighting up. And it's not like it's a crazy amount of money or anything, but it's just every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps.
And you're also supporting yourself because you're getting an absolutely cool thing on your wall. And trust me, I didn't know about metal prints until we started doing them in our store. And I've got a wall full of metal prints now. And it is the best decision I've ever made for my wall. There we go. Right. Out of this world. Thank you the whole team for bringing history to our lives. This is great. So much hard work you guys have done. Glad I subscribed. Well, thank you for subscribing and thank you for your support because we've been mentioning it before. Without it, we will do this. A cat named Elon. I want to see them get past hot staging. Right, so that's back to the milestones of this launch. Out of this world, much love from Galloway. He's here in Oxford, England. I've been to see a few away games at Oxford where he's lost. Danny Lanshaw, seeing multiple things happening at the same time is great progress for things getting the total launch time down. Yes, launch processing flow. Very good point here, Danny. He says thanks for the NSF for the coverage. Yes, the processing flow, the turnaround flow. That's what they've got to get down. If they can get Booster 9, Ship 25, doesn't matter what it does, as long as it doesn't destroy the launch site, down to the point where they can get Booster 10 and Ship 28, if that's the next pairing, to the launch site and ready to launch in, say, a month or 2 months, compared to the gap between Booster 7 and Ship 24 and Booster 9 and Ship 25, that'll be progress. They've got to get this down now because they've got to get ready for what will be multiple launches for the HLS contract where they do the refilling. So it's a very important thing. Well pointed out. We've got Sideshow Bob. Thank you for becoming a Red Team membership. I'll gift you one Red Team membership indeed. Chris Tate, thank you for all hard work. Team coverage was all excellent. Looking forward to all the future launches. I am rushing this because we're getting close to stacking. Lisa Fitzpatrick celebrated 8 months of membership as a Capcom. Thank you very much. Michael asks, what is the latest poll before or after Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year? Oh, right. So you want a poll upon the launch date? We might do a poll for you. Yeah. Yeah, we might do a poll.
Please before. Chris, if you want to do a poll, I'll run through some more of these.
Please do. I'll do a poll. I can't multitask, Jack, so thank you.
No, you're good. Neither can I. Heiko, thank you for the support. 30-month pad rat milestone. Aaron Crosby, thank you so much for the support. They say, here's the thought. would they skip ahead if Ship 25 and Booster 9 perform flawlessly? I don't think there's a need to skip ahead because they kind of already have. They're going from 25 to 28. So 28 has a whole bunch of improvements. I love how the starships have gotten more greebled over time. If you know that word, greeble, it's a great word. Look it up. And Ship 28 looks way more greebled than all previous ships, and it's kind of a beautiful one. So I'm really excited for that. So no need, I don't think. Thanks for the support. Branson, thank you. Uncle Yukon, thank you. They say November launch after lunch. Interesting. Roland Hines, thank you for the support. Gifting a Red Team membership. Bradley, thank you. They say mid-January 2024. 29-month Capcom member. Thank you for that. Hope you're in the Discord. Tra says, thank you all, and NSF. Thank you so much for being a pad rat for 4 months. Man, we are waiting for this ship to be set down on the booster. So we're just going to keep running through some more of these. We're almost done. I'm only 6 minutes behind in the queue now, which thank you all so much for the crazy amount of support. Still wind. They say Ship 26 will fly. I disagree. And if it does, I'm going to be mad about it. No, I'm not. All rockets are cool, but boo Ship 26. Chat, boo Ship 26.
Yeah, we don't like Ship 26.
And we have the poll now. There is also a poll in chat. Launch date guessing. Before Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, before Christmas, after Christmas. I'm going to say before Thanksgiving.
Jack, for the non-Americans in the chat, including myself, when is Thanksgiving?
It's the third week of... Chat is going crazy booing Ship 26. I love it. It's like okay, chat, your job I'm sorry, mods. Your job every time Ship 26 is on screen is to boo. And so Kevin, our operator for this, gets to sit there. Oh, okay, he did it. Now let's watch chat light up. There we go. That's amazing. I have unlimited power. Okay, yeah, but you have to stop booing when it's gone. You have to stop booing when it's gone because we love Booster 9 and Ship 25 because we want to see them stacked and we want to see this thing fly.
Anyone joining right now be thinking, wow, NSF's gone down in popularity. All two chat is booing them.
Oh, man. Let's see here. Shaksham, thank you for the support. They say I'm back. Moldy Space. Oh, my God, Moldy Space. Moldy Space is the best. They say yay for member program. You know what I say? I say yay for Moldy Space. Ben Parr, thank you for the support. They say love all your hard work. Thank you so much. Anonymous, thank you for gifting a Red Team membership. Dino CR, thank you so much for 34 months of Launch Director membership. That's insane. Wow, thank you. They say, what tech is used to make sure ship is lined up and level to stack on the booster? Cameras, sensors, combination? Thanks for all you do. Unfortunately, I wish I knew more about this and could speak authoritatively on it, but I believe it is a combination of some sort of sensors. I couldn't really tell you. But definitely cameras. Are they using lasers? Who knows? Yeah. But there's definitely cameras involved to make sure things are being placed where they should be and everything is operating as it should be. So hopefully that's a satisfactory answer there.
The star lasers and the star cameras.
Yeah, thank you. Methane Man, thanks for gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Methane Man. Chris K, what's up, Chris K? They say, let's light this candle. 29 months of Launch Director membership. Awesome. Lewis, thank you so much. 38 months of Capcom membership. They say, love you guys. Thanks for the coverage. Awesome. Oh my God, I somehow got further behind. But where did that go? We have a $100 super chat from Russell Snodgrass. One of those names that always pops up all the time. Thank you so much, Russell. They say, at what percentage of throttle up of the ship's RVACs do you think the booster will throttle down to get minimum exposure to the hot stage ring? Will it be long enough to get the bacon crispy? Yeah, I think the bacon is going to be virtually obliterated. I want to throw this to Alex almost immediately, but I at first have to say I think hot staging will work. I think it will probably work on this particular flight with this particular configuration, but holy cow, those Raptors are close to the top of that hot stage dome, which it's just insane. The clearance is insanely small. So hopefully it's just as soon as those engines fire up, it's unlatched and separating, and the booster is throttling down, and just naturally aerodynamic forces are helping separate them. I don't know. I'm not a rocket scientist, but holy moly! You can just see that. I think each ring is 6 feet high or so, 2 meters, right? That's how meters work.
1.8.
Thank you. And
if you
it's
want to
just
be more precise.
oh no, I like precision. So
I
so
feel
yeah,
more
you just
precise.
just helps you get a feel for how little space there is there. Anyways, Alex, what do you think about this question? What percentage of throttle up of the ship's RVAX do we think the booster will throttle down to get a minimum exposure to the hot stage ring blast?
Well, the only thing that we know is that they're gonna throttle down. So they're gonna shut down all engines but three, the inner three engines on the booster, and those three engines are gonna be at 50% throttle. I suspect that that's gonna be before they ignite the RVAX. So, um, I'm not sure they actually need to be at a certain percentage of throttle up on the RVAX to throttle down the booster engines, because I think that's actually going to be already throttled down by the time they ignite the RVAX. At least that's my mental thought. Now, we don't know what's going to happen in terms of, like, once they ignite those RVAX, are they going to shut down the engines on the booster? Are they going to be, keep firing even after the ship separates or anything like it, and like help on the boost back burn or something, like to flip the booster or something? We don't really know what's going to happen, right? We don't know a bunch of these sort of timings and like the sequencing of events. So far we can only guess what's going to happen, but my guess is that they're probably going to shut down the three engines on the booster, but we'll see.
Makes sense. Chris, do you have any thoughts?
No,
Boo, ship 26, boo!
I was too busy laughing at chat, still booing ship 26.
Boo. Okay, wait, no, it's gone. It's gone. Everybody happy. We're all happy again. Good deal. Thank you so much, Russell Snodgrass. Like, not only an amazing amount of support now and always, just over and over and over again, but good questions too. Super awesome. Speaking of questions, y'all want to do some questions? Let's do some questions.
Definitely.
Cool.
By the way, I think we should just quickly thank the last part of the speed run of the super chats, Robert Hobson, 39 months as flight engineer.
Wow.
I think that becomes top. That is the top level of support, the absolute top level of support. Bob, you're well known to us and well loved. Thank you for your support. That is amazing support. Very much appreciated.
How did
Any
I miss
questions?
Bob Hobb? No, thank you. I can't ever miss Bob Hobb. We love Bob Hobb here. Thank you so much, Bob. I love that Bob Hobb has stuck too. I think that was like an insane thing that I said while baking in the sun, waiting for SN8 to fly for 12 hours when it scrubbed and I had to do it again the next day. I think Bob Hobb dates back to then, maybe even earlier. So thank you, Bob Hobb. All right, question time. Alex, Juan Smokey de la Garza is asking, any idea why the Starship designator is upside down? What is the Starship designator? Am I missing a joke here?
Maybe the label for ship 25.
Oh, yeah, because one of the two S25 logos on the nose cone is different than how they had it oriented on ship 24 and kind of looks sort of upside down. I don't think we have any like information as to why that was done. I do wonder, was that a oopsie daisy, as we call it in the aerospace industry, or was that intentional? The kind of questions I would ask if I could ask. Probably stupid, but you gotta wonder. Let's see here. Jelmer Beats is saying, did the FAA already give approval or at least sign of when it was going to launch? I mean, all we have is that most recent statement, right? Saying that they expected things to wrap up by the end of the month.
Yeah, we don't have any up because we always get this sort of question. Do we know anything about the FAA? Usually, if you don't see us talking about the FAA straight away on every single live stream, it's because we precisely don't have any updates on the FAA. So that's sort of like the rule of thumb here. If we talk about the FAA a lot of the time and everything, maybe we do have an update. But this time around, we don't have anything new. I think the latest update we have was like a couple of weeks ago from the FAA and the Fish and Wildlife Service. But other than that, I said a couple of weeks ago, but it was like, what, September 28th or something? So yeah, it was more like 3 weeks ago or thereabouts. And so for 3 weeks, we still haven't heard anything new other than they're working on the paperwork, they're doing all of the review stuff. Let's hope that things don't get delayed. And obviously, as Jack mentioned, the FAA expects the review to be completed by the end of this month. So, knock on wood, maybe by the end of this month, we have a launch license. Yeah, the fish people. People in chat are talking about the fish people.
Chat really kind of latched onto that. Oh man, well, good deal. Good question. I have a bunch more good questions here in the queue, but I think before we continue down that road, as we watch the ship slowly get set down on Booster 9, we're gonna let Chris B go. Chris, are you heading out?
Yes, heading out for a bit, but thank you for everyone for your support and joining us. And one last thing, Ship 26. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, Chris. And replacing Chris, boo, Ship 26, boo, is Mr. Trevor Sesnick. Trevor, are you going to come in here with your bad takes and say that you like Ship 26 or something? Is that what you're about to say?
No, first of all, I thought you were booing me for a second, which I mean, fair.
I mean, also, yes.
But no, I think Ship 26 is not exactly aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, I think that's a very diplomatic way to put it. Good job. Well, what's up, buddy? We have had a stack today. At least it's almost over. Well, I say that, and there's a whole bunch more to go. But the ship is closer to Booster 9 than it has been. So that's where we're at, and we're waiting for them to set it down. Boo, Ship 26. Boo. All right. Back to the good stack.
It's not ugly. It's just hard to look at.
I just love looking
That's
at
what my
chat
mother
light
used
up
to say.
every time Kevin shows it. But it's just like we gotta wait. We gotta wait like 10 minutes and not show it, and then do it again and see if people still boo. I'm gonna die 1,000 deaths. More questions. Here's one. Cooper Foster is saying or asking, why is there no crew access arm on the Starship tower at the Cape or even at Starbase? I mean, my immediate thinking is it's very similar to how they had Slick 40. They did not have a crew access tower or arm there until they needed one, and now they're building one. And it's the same with Starship. At the point at which in the program they need that hardware, they will build and install it. But right now we're not anywhere close to crewed starships happening, so that's not a thing that is in the flow.
Yeah. In the meantime, if you have a pad fallback or something, you would rather only ruin one tower than two.
Right, or like the same tower but with a different arm on it. Like you would only ruin your chopsticks and QD and not your crew access arm. Good deal. Good question, though, from Cooper Foster. Let's see, what else do we got here? Raymond Welch says, has any ship been static fired with a hot stage ring under it yet? Will they attempt this on top of the booster? No and no, right, Alex?
Yeah, we don't think they're gonna do that. First of all, it's probably too risky to do that on the ground rather than in flight when you are, above the ocean, several miles away, and not damaging your pad equipment. That's a really good idea to have. And also because the conditions on the ground are not the same as in flight, meaning that, for example, when they do the hot staging, they do that probably around 60 to 70, maybe 80 kilometers high up. We don't really know how far up it's going to happen, but sort of around that altitude, more or less. And the thing is, when you are so high up in the atmosphere, it's pretty much near vacuum. And the expansion of basically you have a lot of expansion on your exhaust. And so it is not as focused as a jet, for example, when you look at a jet of the exhaust, right? When it is on the ground, it kind of looks like that, but then it goes up into the atmosphere and then it spreads over. And so the way that it impacts to the into the shielding of the hot staging ring is different on the ground than it will be on the air, several kilometers up there in near vacuum. And so it is not the same. And so I don't think that will be a really good test because you're not testing it in the conditions it will be flying on.
All right, speaking of testing, we love to do A/B testing here on the channel. You rewind a little bit, you go forward and backward to see, has the thing moved? How did it move? That sort of thing. We say like, oh, hang on, I'll A/B test it all the time here. Here's a cool sort of A/B test. If we can show this video that Thomas just whipped together. Boo, Ship 26, boo. Did you just fake me out, Kevin?
Boo arms.
Let's take a look at this video that compares this stack with the previous one on September 27th. It's just very interesting to see. It seems like a much smoother stack, right? Look at it go. QD arm comes in way earlier. The vehicle doesn't kind of like, I don't know. On the September one, it's like, look, the ship gets lifted up and then it moves outward. It's like, oh, wait a second, hang on. And then it moves up and then it moves back in. And it's like, okay, keep going. It's just, yeah, this stack is much cleaner. And cool that we can do that with this camera and a little bit of editing. Thanks, Thomas.
That's what they call an aviation butter, right?
Yeah, that's really nifty. All right, back to the stack at hand here. It's not yet complete. We're waiting for them to set the ship down on the booster. Who wants to talk about what happened was it last time or the time before last time? 2 stacks ago, when the shimmy happened. Let's talk about that.
When the what happened?
When the shimmy happened, when they set down the ship on booster 9, the first time they stacked with the hot stage ring, there was like a sort of a loud metallic sound as the ship settled, and the whole kind of stack wobbled a little bit. Remember that?
Oh yeah, the wobble.
Yeah, so
that was actually very visible.
My point was they're taking it easy and slow in this point of the stack because this is the important part where the 2 vehicles come together. But it's going down. It's getting real close here. But hopefully no shimmy this time.
Yeah, that would be ideal. It didn't seem like last time it caused too many problems, but obviously not having your 70-meter tall vehicle wobble is better than having it wobble.
Right. This is probably for Alex. Cooper is asking, why did SpaceX remove the ship QD arm stabilizer claws? Like the lobster claw thing I think they're talking about? Do we have any idea why they did that?
Well, that was way back in like March 2022. Like that was a long time ago.
Yeah, way back.
They just didn't need that. It's best part no part. They installed that thinking that they will need it. Then when they used it, they were like, actually, this actually creates more problems than it solves. So they just removed it. It's not needed, so that's all.
Alrighty. Let's see here. This is an interesting one. Gerald is asking, is Ship 25 just tanks inside, or are they already preparing the interior space for payloads? Does Ship 25 have a payload dispenser in it, even though it won't be used because the door is welded shut? Like, what is the interior usable space of the nose cone like? Like, I imagine it's full of the header tanks and COPVs and electronics and batteries and what else, Alex?
It does have a piss dispenser, but as you mentioned, it is closed off.
Right.
The door is welded shut.
Right. But I guess other than that, like other than all that other hardware in there, it's just sort of an empty nose cone right now. Is it? I can't tell if it's down or not. If it's not down, it's really close.
It's down, but I wouldn't say it's like settled.
It's down, but not bad.
And probably not aligned, because it looks like the left-hand side, it's not properly aligned. So it is down, but not aligned and not settled. What about that?
Got it. All right.
It needs to be the three. The 3.
I'm on board.
Down, settle. No, down, aligned, and settled.
Bad. Got it.
It's also worth noting on this question that, as Alex mentioned, we've seen a bunch of the PEZ dispensers for Starlink satellites, but we've seen nothing for any other payloads at Starbase. So we're not sure how the chomper design is going to work for the fairing, which we've seen in the past.
More questions. Here's a fun one. Kirk is asking, are the cryo pumps going to be problematic since we've seen so many replaced? I don't know if I would say they're going to be problematic, but I do wonder if they are problematic because they've replaced so many dang pumps at the orbital tank farm. It feels like it's like almost a meme in our back channel where it's like, oh, they're replacing another pump. It's like, oh, cool. I'll rush over there with my camera to get the 10 millionth pump replacement. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on the orbital tank farm pump situation, either of you?
I mean, it seems like the amount they've been replacing them has significantly decreased, so I suspect that at the start there was just, either more FOD in the system or they were learning the limits of the tank farm, which now that they understand how it works better, they've had fewer failures, it seems like.
Yeah, that makes sense. Good deal. Chris Helgren is asking. I wonder if there's a Chris Hevengren. Is asking, is the stacking under human control or computer control? I think it's computer control, right? That's like a 3/4 guess, but I think it's computer control with like human oversight.
Yeah, it seems to be kind of a hybrid, but largely automated. I believe there was a SpaceX employee on Twitter who was talking a little bit about the process at one point, and it seemed to be largely automated.
Good deal. Robin KAMS is asking if 29 and 5 or 25 and 9 are allowed to fly and there are no problems, can SpaceX launch whenever they want in the future? Just like whee, salvo of Starships. Alex, they still need to get approval and a launch license each time, right?
Well, the launch license is not needed if they have a launch vehicle operator license. You can see they're adjusting right now that alignment that I said before. Right now it's down on the left side, but it's not on the right hand side.
Right.
It's kind of funny how they're trying to align it everything.
It's doing a little wiggle for vehicle preparedness.
But yeah, the whole thing is that usually the launch license covers every sort of potential different missions that the vehicle is going to do, and then you just need launch approval. This is similar to how you can have like a license for your plane or something, but you need ATC approval to take off and things like that. So you have a general license, right, for your vehicle and your launch pad and things like that. But obviously you need an approval to be like, okay, well, now you can lift off the ground and get to space and things like that. Those launch approvals normally don't take that much of work. Like, they are much easier to get than a launch license.
Oh, did you hear that?
Ooh.
I heard that. I heard a metallic thumping or clang or boom. That it might be down.
But is it down? I normally see that.
Is that a drone there taking a look at the closure? Or is that like a helicopter or a plane in the distance?
Let me check.
No, it's a
something.
drone. Kevin is saying it's a drone. Neat. All right. Good stuff. Here we go. On the water, thank you for the support. They say here's to 2 months and all the amazing content you guys bring. Let's see HLS demo 2 years from now. That would be amazing. 24-month Red Team member. Thank you for the support on the water. Ethan, thank you for grabbing something from the store. They say, I'm sitting at my desk at RIT doing a coding assignment, and I just ordered the Tesla Cybertruck metal print for my dorm wall. Awesome. Like I said, Sean appreciates every print sold, and I mean, hey, it's such a cool print. What an image. So, thanks for that. Dave Kana, thank you for the 29 months of Capcom membership. They say, thank you for all of the continued and excellent coverage you have provided for the past few years. I can't wait to see what the next few years bring. Moon, moon, moon. Yes! That is the exciting thing. As cool as all the stuff that we're getting to see today is, it all leads to much cooler stuff, hopefully in the near future. Richard Palmer, thank you for the support. 34-month Capcom milestone. Amazing. Andrew Heath, thank you for the support. They say thanks from Warwickshire. Tiles okay? Who wants to talk about the tiles?
I guess I'm not entirely sure what they're referring to. Probably some of them appearing not 100% aligned or whatever. And that's fairly standard for now. And we saw on the first flight that despite some similar looking tiles, the vast majority of them stayed on. That said, of course, they don't have any data on if during re-entry they will, those slight variations will be allowed and acceptable. So I think that's something that SpaceX is asking as well. However, on future shifts, we have seen a little bit cleaner of tile installation.
Yeah, it's one of those things, one of the many things with the building of all of these vehicles that SpaceX has done. They've learned a lot each time, and the subsequent vehicles all look better than the ones before them. And the 28 and 29 have such good-looking heat shields. Just compared to 25 is just, or sorry, yeah, compared to 25 is just kind of a joke. So sorry, 25.
I mean, if you want to think about a real joke, go back and look at Ship 20's heat
Right.
shield. That thing was horrible.
Right. Dan Snelson, thank you for the 36-month Capcom milestone there. Awesome. Never change and never lose the identity. We don't need any big media. Thanks, bud. Tom V, thanks for the support. They say 25-month team member red team member. They say I've got a When Hop shirt. It's one of my very favorite. That's a good one. That's the one with Hopper on it, right? And that's right. I said Hopper because I have some respect for Star
You
Hopper.
mean Hoppy?
We're happy?
Oh my god.
You mean
And
yeah, happy, right?
chat is still
Hoppy.
booing Ship 26, but I choose to believe they're booing everybody that's saying Hoppy.
No, they're
Jared,
saying Blue Arns.
they're saying Boo Arns. Yeah, you're right. Jared Walker, thanks for the support there. They say Jack Tracker Fund. I really appreciate that. Avenger, thank you for 29 months of Capcom membership. They say I've been watching since SN9 rollout. I'm so happy to be a part of this community, and it's become a part of my life. That's amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Good old SN9. Got a little tipsy in the high bay. Had a little fallsy overs. It happens. Jacques Oliver, thanks for becoming a Red Team member. Jester Tiger, thanks for the support. Grisu 1984-0, gifting a Red Team membership, thank you. Absol, 13-month Red Team membership milestone, awesome. They say someone coming to Spare on Saturday. I think Adrian is. Adrian, that's Space Creator Day, right? I think Adrian is going to be there, and that should be a pretty awesome. I don't know, is it a panel or a discussion? I don't know what you call it, but it's going to be awesome. Event, thank you. Aaron Crosby says, "Boo, Ship 26 with their 12-month Capcom member milestone." What an excellent use! What an excellent use of the boo, Ship 26, boo. Morgan Johansson, thank you for the support. They say, I'm late to the stream. Why November 7th for flight? I don't know. We were all just kind of pulling numbers out of the air. There's no like logic to it. What are you doing? This dog is. Okay. Yes. Do that. Chew the rope. Chew the rope. Anyways, sorry. minor dog emergency. Morgan Johansson. They say, oh, that's the same one. Dusty, thank you for the support. They say I did join when everyone was booing and thought someone said something controversial. No, we're looking at something controversial. How about you? What do you think? More questions, y'all?
That's a good question. I would say
Yeah,
more.
go ahead.
Yes. Do we think that sending Starship to the surface of Mars in 2028 is still a thing? Alex, go first, because I know you hate questions like this. It's a good question.
Um,
Come on. I know you want to hem and haw, but
sending a Starship to the surface of Mars.
yes, in 2028. Sorry, let me
You
put that
didn't-
up on screen for you.
Yeah, you didn't put it on the.
You know what?
Yeah, I was reading it on the
All
panel.
right. Well, there
I
it's
have it
up.
up. Yeah, I know. I
Chat
think
says yes.
I think
Chat says
sending
yes.
it. I think sending one is different than actually getting down there.
Okay, but
I
we're
don't
not talking
think-
about that. We're saying sending it. Technically, the definition of sending,
28.
you could send a starship to the Earth, to the surface of Mars by just like plowing it straight into the ground. Like that's one way to send it.
I don't think that would be a really wise idea.
The
to be
question
honest.
doesn't ask anything about, the type of landing.
Well,
that's
Alex thinks,
laser
I will
breaking.
say, I
Thank you,
really,
Trevor.
really want it to be true and it to happen, but I think that's probably a bit early. They have a long way to go to get there.
Yeah, I mean, just proving out orbital refilling is kind of huge. But yeah, good question. Alex, do you have a thought before we move on?
No, really.
Someone
Alright,
start
then.
playing Jeopardy music.
It's just I don't really think a lot about Mars missions yet. I think we're too far away from that.
All right. Ron Benton is saying, isn't the pad clear? Are they really stacking Ship 25 with no one there in person? Yes. That's how these stacks go.
There are people in the control room, though. So
Right.
there are people observing this.
Right. But they're not. The control room is not at the pad.
Yeah.
Good question. JTrains 310 Gaming says, been paying attention to Starbase since 2019. What do you think the site will look like in the next 5 years? That's a really interesting thought. I think it'll look a lot more like a lot of the renders that have been shown by SpaceX and supposed by others over the years. And by that I mean everything you see here will look much more polished and refined in the same way that the the Star Factory looks much more clean and like a modern building than, 3/10. So just extrapolate that out, and I think the whole site looks a lot more like a spaceport or a starport or whatever you want to call it, and a lot less like a hodgepodge cluster of structures and ad hoc procedures. And like, perfect example, the engine installation on the stand right there that you see that Ship 28 is on, just next to the rocket garden, kind of out in the open, like, that's not something I see lasting forever. I mean, they used to sleeve domes and flip them right out in the open. So I think a lot of this stuff moving into the bays as they build more bays. Like, I don't think this is the last mega bay they will build on site. I think they'll probably maybe build another one. Who knows? I'm not sure where that would go even. But
yeah, that's
It's
what
better
I
than
was.
how they. Oh, go ahead, Trevor.
No, I was just gonna say that's one thing that I think we can be sure of is that over time the amount of insight we have into the building process has been decreasing. So in 5 years, I wouldn't be surprised if it's more of, they roll steel in one side and we don't see much of the process until a ship comes out of the high bay, which will suck, but also they need to, as they start launching more and more important missions, they need to care more about FOD and whatnot. So,
and just I'm sure, like, as things get more complicated and more close to an actual functional system, as much as I hate to say it, things like ITAR do come into play, where it's like, okay, this should probably actually not be visible from the street. That kind of thing. Anyways, enjoy it while you got it. That's the moral of the story. Not that Starbase is going anywhere, but you're right, Trevor. We have had a steadily decreasing amount of insight based on the hardware that is visible on site over time. But that's okay, because we still get to see it roll out to the launch site next to a public beach and be stacked in broad daylight. Although today, if y'all are just tuning in, you may not know, a little bit different thing happened today, and that is they closed the entire road. That's right. They closed the entire road with a standard roadblock. They did a soft roadblock and a hard roadblock. You can see the law enforcement there and the PIP in the upper right. And they hey, can you not be an agent of chaos for 5 minutes? Thank you. Sorry, dog. So the road is closed. Previously, you could be basically right there. Sometimes they would close a portion of the road, like temporarily, but this is like a full-on testing roadblock. So that means today something is different about today. And what is one of the potential differences at the launch site? Well, I hate to say it, but Ship 26.
Boo.
Yeah, boo, Ship 26, boo. So we're keeping our eye on Ship 26 too, as the dog. Oh my God, I read Alex's message in the back channel, and it overrode my brain. Oh God, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. So we're keeping our eye on Ship 26, which I guess we're gonna call the dog now. We're keeping our eye on Ship 26 in case they end up doing some testing with it as well. So do continue to boo Ship 26, but also we will keep our eyes on it as they finish up stacking operations, just to see what else happens here, because the roadblock is still up. The ship is down, and we're basically at the point where previously the any sort of road restriction for a lift would be lifted or removed. So
it'll be the viewer's decision. Yeah, it'll be the viewer's decision if you're yelling at the dog or at Alex and I.
Deal.
Or at Ship 26, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? No, bad. Ship 26 bad.
Oh man. let's see here. Do any of you have a question that is piquing your interest in chat? Here's one. Somebody bring up the panel and throw some interesting questions in here.
Sure.
But I'm gonna pick this one from I am Jaded Hobo. Interesting name there. Saying, sorry Jack, but Star Factory is the epitome of uninspiringly boring. These rectangular boxes can be found anywhere. I have seen them triple their size in rural Malaysia. That's fair. If it's not your thing, I totally get that. But my only point there was, not in favor or against the design of Star Factory, just saying aesthetically, compared to 3 tents that were assembled ad hoc, like on the fly, in basically what was a field or a small outcrop of sand in between 2 large bodies of water on the edge of the Gulf of Mexico. Like an actual building with like polished metal and glass and white gleaming walls, like it looks way more futuristic. Speaking of futuristic, this thing is down and it's looking good. I think that bang we heard earlier was indeed it finally being set down, if I had to guess. Here's one from Mo Orion. For Trevor.
I'm actually looking back,
Go ahead.
and it's not set down. They're still
It's
moving
not?
the ship. Yep.
All right.
Like 2 minutes ago, it moved.
Okay. Thank you for that. We have a question here. I'm assuming, Trevor, you put this one in. It's from Mo Orion asking, still no FTS enabling, correct? We didn't see them do any work on the FTS before this stack, so this is not the final stack. Is that where this question is leading?
Yeah, I think so. So, this stack is thought just to be for a wet dress rehearsal or possibly a full stack cryo test, which will probably happen sometime this week, if not next week, probably this week. And after that, we're expecting a destack again at some point for sure, because ahead of flight, they still need to do this work to the FTS, which just involves pulling out those pins from the FTS system, activating it for flight, and that has not happened yet.
Alrighty, good context to what we're seeing today. Definitely seems like some testing will be coming up, given that Marine Safety Information Bulletin that we saw. What was that, Alex, for Tuesday?
Yep. Or Tuesday, tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. And that bulletin was basically similar to what we've seen for previous wet dress rehearsals, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So could be a wet dress rehearsal. This stack could be for a wet dress rehearsal. Then they would destack and arm FTS and be ready to go once they have approval, or get approval then arm FTS. But you get the point. That's what we're looking at here.
One of the things that I'm looking here, because I'm using Starbase Live right now to do A/B testing, because we have it running there, and the thing that I'm noticing is that they're rotating the ship for some reason. Like they are.
Really?
That or one of the flaps moved, but I don't see that move on other cameras. So it really was a relative rotation relative to the tower behind. So it rolled a bit.
Huh. And just a second ago, we were seeing the Marine Safety Information Bulletin. Thanks for Kevin for showing that. But let's look at, they're rotating it. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, probably aligning it again. I don't think it's settled. So let's go back down, aligned and settled. Das.
Oh man, we have a $250 tip from Robert Hobson. Bob Hobb.
Wow.
And this is a Monty Python thing, right? No, is this Princess Bride? I think it's Princess Bride. Which neither of you have seen, right?
I actually have seen The Princess Bride,
Nice.
and I think it was awful, but
I
I know that is a very
I'm
unpopular
muting you.
opinion.
I'm muting you right now. I'm gonna mute you. There, he's muted. Trevor Sesnick does not speak for NSF. All comments were his personal opinion.
I'm googling it right now because I'm not.
Even if they
sure
were
I've
incorrect.
seen-
Anyways,
It's
Bob
not
Hub,
as
thank you
bad
so
as
much.
Monty Python, though.
I'm muting you again. I'm literally you're muted again. I gave you another chance. But yeah, boo to Ship 26, the rocket
Boo.
of filth. The rocket of putrescence. Boo, boo, rubbish, filth, slime, muck. Boo. There you go. Thank you, Bob Hobb. Huge amount of support, always. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's double muted. Das in our back channel, all caps, double mute Trevor. He's double muted. I'm not unmuting him. Alex and I can go at this alone. So this roll is sort of a new. We haven't seen this previously, right, Alex?
Well, might have happened, but I don't think we really put a lot of attention on these little things. But right now, I'm like, yeah, just looking at the feeds and.
Is it still moving?
And seeing. I haven't seen it move in a little bit. I see a slight rotation like about a minute ago though.
Okay, keep your eyes there on the ship and the top of the hot stage ring, because we're seeing some movement that is interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Because I guess that once it is aligned, they close the hooks. You know,
Right.
these 3 pins with a hook in the middle. They probably close the hooks and then just let the ship go. Like the chopsticks just release the weight, and that's when we see that swinging of the whole rocket. If it's properly aligned, we shouldn't see a lot of swinging. It should be like a little gentle thud, right? Just setting things down. But if it's not well aligned, that's when we see those incredible wobbles and the whole rocket moving around.
Right. All right, I'm gonna try something here. I probably shouldn't. I'm gonna unmute Trevor, and Trevor.
Gosh.
You have 30 seconds to give us a not bad take.
Not bad take.
Any take that's not a bad take. This is your opportunity. Ready, go. And it can't be about Taylor Swift.
Can it be about math?
Bad take.
No.
I'm muting you again. I'm muting you again. All right, let's see here. Just waiting to see this thing sort of down with some finality. Is it still rolling?
Yeah, I'm still seeing a bit of rotation.
It's fascinating because I wouldn't have thought that there was that much play. Because if you guys don't know, the way the interface works is there's actually 6 holes on ship, but only 3 are used for this. And there are 3 tabs on boosters. So it's literally like insert tab A into slot B. 3 tabs on the booster, 3 slots on the ship that are used out of 6.
It's like IKEA, but for spaceships.
It really is. But the slots on the ship are not. It did not seem they had that much play. So it's interesting that they can roll as much as we've seen them go. All right, I'm not a bad man. I'm not a mean person. Trevor, I'm unmuting you, but watch yourself, good sir.
Yes, sir. I will not say any other bad takes for the life.
Did you put any? You didn't put any more questions in the queue. You had all that time.
I see people having sympathy for me in chat. That's what matters.
I'm hearing excuses. Let's see. Add some questions to the queue. I will thank people for the support. Brett, thanks for the support. A son of the lion, thank you for the support. Bob and Michael Murray, Bob and Michelle Murray. Yay for campfire popcorn shrimp. Did I miss something? That sounds delicious. Tanner Wells, thanks you, buddy, for the support. 32 months of Capcom. Chazzy Mac. Now I want mac and cheese. They say, hey NSF, couldn't they put tiles under the engines for hot staging? If they can survive re-entry, surely they can survive a Raptor. You would think, maybe, but it's a lot. There's significantly different forces at play. So, probably not, no. Carson Reed,
for
thank
re-entry,
you.
it's more about
Go for it.
fighting heat when during engine ignition, it's more about large amount of forces. So very different situations, like Jack was saying. I haven't done the math, but my guess would be that the dynamic pressure on the tiles is actually not too high during re-entry. Now I have something to do later today.
Nice. Carson Reed, thank you so much, Carson Reed. That's another one of those names we see pop up all the time. 31-month Pad Rat membership. Say, what about me? Yeah, I told you. One of those names we see pop up all the time. Izzy J, upgrading to a launch director. Thank you for doing that. That's amazing. Sue and Glenn Thayer, upgrading to red team. Thank you for doing that. Beast, thanks for the support. Astro Joe, booing Ship 26 with their 16th month Capcom anniversary. Thank you. Brendan Gleason, thanks so much. Celebrate 38 months of PadRat membership. Chris Way, thanks for the support. They say, is there a technical reason why the payload bays on 24, 25, and 26 are actually welded shut? Even if it's not going to be used, why not leave it as is? In my head, it was like a structural thing. Like, they didn't know if they had the margin, or they didn't know if it would survive the forces of flight. I don't know. Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, it has been redesigned to take better the whole door thing. I should say though, 26 doesn't have a payload bay, and like it is not welded shut. It just doesn't have anything. Like it doesn't have a pest dispenser. Boo. It doesn't have a pest dispenser. It doesn't have any, like even the door. It doesn't have anything. Like it doesn't have a cutout that was welded shut or anything. It doesn't have anything like that. It's just empty head. Just like me after a 10-hour live stream.
Nice.
Empty head.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just basically that.
Wow, chat really hates Ship 26, and Richard Meyer is actually throwing tomatoes along with their boo, which is amazing. Let's see here. Michael Maxey, thank you for the support. They say, I predict IFT-2 may have a Metascan dummy on board to measure the launch effects of a human body. That would be cool. That is something that they could stuff in through like an access hatch or something.
I highly doubt on IFT2.
I doubt it too, but it would be cool.
At some point that will 100% happen, just like what happened on DM1 and OFT1 and 2, but definitely not yet for Starship.
Freddy Energizer, becoming a PadRat member, thank you. And then upgrading to Red Team. Westy the Third, gifting Red Team membership, thank you. Simon Pond, becoming a Red Team member. Awesome. We hope you enjoy the membership perks, because they rule. Droning?
Droning.
I thought you were correcting me. Schroning, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. 5-month launch director membership milestone. Thank you so much. They say, thanks for all the coverage. Quick question. With the increasing Falcon 9 launch cadence, do you think we will see more drone ships come into the fleet to support more launches? Or will we start to see more RTLS? You would think they could use like another drone ship on either coast. Like just one more to sort of round things out. I don't know. Who wants to take this one?
I'll start off, and then Alex can add on since he's analyzed this more than I have, which is saying something, because I've analyzed this a lot as well. And you asked on the right stream, like Alex and I could talk about Falcon 9 all day.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the Falcon 9 question, I was like, okay, here we go, buddy. So good question.
Yeah, so first of all, I don't fully agree with what Jack was saying, that they could use another drone ship on the West Coast right now.
You shut your mouth.
I'm sorry.
I will mute you again. I will mute you. Just continue answering, but tread lightly with what you say about the best coast.
So right now on the West Coast with Slick 40, pad turnaround time is right around 2 weeks, and the drone ship can support two whole weeks, which by the way is a lot higher than Slick 40, whose average turnaround right now is like 5 to 6 days, somewhere in there. So if you look at the drone ship on the West Coast, it can be turned around in roughly 6 to 7 days between launches. So they still have a lot of room to work with just a single drone ship, and they can roughly double their launch cadence from the West Coast without getting another drone ship, ignoring RTLS launches. However, on the East Coast, you are correct that it does seem like to be able to significantly increase launch cadence, they will need another drone ship at some point soon, or to switch to RTLS. And that's just because the drone ships take a little bit longer to turn around, and Slick 40 can be turned around in 4 to 5 days. And it seems like SpaceX has plans to turn around that pad in even 3 to 4 days, because we keep seeing that turnaround time go down. So that is the question. Will SpaceX choose to launch more RTLS missions from the from Slick 40 and 39A, or get another drone ship? And right now, it is very unclear. In my opinion, it probably makes more sense to build another drone ship, because as SpaceX showed us with the shortfall of Gravitas, they're able to build those quite quickly. And this would have the advantage that, one, they're able to launch more satellites, since for an RTLS Starlink mission, which is what they would have to turn into RTLS, they could probably only launch on the order of 14 satellites. And that comes with the other advantage that right, we've seen SpaceX trying to decrease stage 2 cost with shorter nozzles, and if they're material concerned about or if they're worried about having enough material for second stage nozzles, then RTLS would be bad for that, since you're putting fewer satellites in orbit with the same amount of material. And then the third advantage of another drone ship would be if there's ever a Falcon Heavy launch that wants to recover both side boosters downrange, you could still support a Starlink launch from Slick 40 with the third drone ship. So, in my opinion, to that very long answer, we will probably see another drone ship at some point. However, that's not confirmed, and I really want the answer to this question myself.
Alex, go.
I guess I don't have anything new to say to any of that.
Fine. Trevor's point was well made. I guess it doesn't need to be added to by somebody also smart. Ooh, Ship 26. Ooh. John, thank you for the support. They say even fuel tanks need to be tested. Yay, 26. Boo, Jack. No. That diabetic kid, thank you for the support. They say boo-hoo, 26. And I'm not going to read the next part of that because I'm not contractually obligated to.
It's Hoppy, though.
It's Hoppy.
No,
Jack.
it's Starhopper. You're just so completely
Hoppy.
wrong. It's Starhopper. If you call it Hoppy, we're not friends. There.
It's Happy. It's Happy.
Stop it. Into the Cosmos, Ship 26 appreciation post with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Matthew Dahl, thank you for the support. They say, could in situ resource utilization ever be made into an on-ship system? I think so. Born too soon. 36 months of Red Team membership. Thank you for that. They say, love the coverage. Go fish, people. Gwen Ever, thank you so much. 14-month Red Team membership milestone. They say Team 26 must fly. HLS demo ship will look more like Ship 26 and 25, but which number ship will be the HLS demo one? Who knows? None of the ones we've seen built so far, including Ship 26. So, boo 26. But I get your point. Thanks for the support. Troy Hammond, 28-month PadRat member milestone. Thank you so much. They say please feed Jack extra bacon for all his hard work. Thank you. Eric Payne, celebrating 4 months of membership at PadRat level. Thank you. JC Davis, thanks for the super chat. They say, Jack, which is worse? Which is a worse rocket, Ares 1 or Ship 26? Oh, unquestionably Ship 26. Ares 1?
In my opinion, unquestionably Ares 1.
I used to be an Ares 1 hater, but I boo Ship 26. Boo. But I've come around. I think I like Ares 1. I think it's a cool rocket. So
it was fake on so many levels. It was just silly.
I'm not saying it wasn't silly. I'm saying it was cool. Some things can be cool and silly. They're not mutually exclusive. Sometimes the coolness is derived from the silliness, in fact.
So it is a derivative of the coolness and...
I think it's the sign, actually.
Whatever. Tried to do a joke there, but...
I did too. It's the sign. It's a math thing, right? Sign. I don't know math. Shut up. Thank you,
Looks
Jason
like
Davis, for the support.
the stabilizers at least have been removed from the ship, so at least...
So it's down? Do we want to call it down?
I don't know.
I mean, if they remove the stabilizers, right? That seems like it would be down. Tinker It Forge in chat is asking, why all the Ship 26 hate? I don't know, because it seemed fun at the time. Sorry if it's annoying. Stabilizers?
A slightly more serious answer to that question is we all think it is very ugly without the heat shield or flaps, so Therefore, we think it's lame and are booing it.
Also, yes. Yeah, that is. Thank you for the slightly more serious answer about something that is a completely silly, stupid joke. Jim Cabot, thanks for the support. Soren Barons, thank you so much. They say Jack has way too much power. Poor Trevor. You know what? I'm just gonna mute. I'm just gonna wait. What was that, Trevor? Say something.
I greatly appreciate
muted him.
the emotional support.
Matthew Robertson says S26 boo with a 33-month Capcom member milestone. Thank you so much. All right, I'll unmute him. Fine. Thank you, Trevor.
You're welcome, Jack. Mr. Jack.
We're just gonna move past that. Ari, thank you for the support. They say no, just a new Padrat member. Micah Westman, thank you. They say S26 Defense Fund, not its fault. It was built that way. Oh man, that's fair, but I still hate it. Matt PD,
That's like
thank
me.
you. Oh my God, stop. Matt PD, thanks for the support. They say, what would be the result of losing one RVAC? I mean, I think the other engine's throttling up and mission not completely hosed, unless literally every ounce of performance was needed.
I think we talked about this on a Raptor side, where we were talking about what will happen if they do the hot staging and now one of the RVACs doesn't ignite, and Ship 25 just basically veers off and starts doing flips and everything.
That's not
Because
fun.
the RVACs don't have... They
UVC.
cannot gimbal. Yeah, they don't have TVC. So the only way that you can correct that is to wait for the center engines to be able to, to light up and then correct for the deviation. But maybe it's already rotating so hard that it's, I don't know. Like we're making some jokes about that on our side very recently.
They should add a missile guidance computer so it can correct for the deviation by knowing where it is and where it should be and where it isn't.
Oh God.
Ptolemy 332, thank you for the support, 4-month Red Team membership milestone. They say, do we know what the actuator looking thing lowered from B9 earlier this week was before hot stage ring replacement? Oh, I must have missed that. Alex?
No idea, to be honest.
Dang it. Sorry, but thanks for the support. John Ainsworth, thank you. They say, I like Ship 26 and the Merlin vacuum engine short nozzle. Nana boo boo.
Oh, somehow even worse take than I have.
I would say equally worse, equally as bad of a take. Boo, Ship 26. Why did it get a good transition at that time?
Yeah, Kevin even did the transition. Like, shoosh, boo.
That was amazing. Oh, man. Marvin, thank you for the support. They say if Ship 26 was a member of Jaws 19, it would still look fake. I don't get the reference, but thank you for the support. Wesley Alder, they say, where will the FTS be armed? It'll be armed at the launch site. If you're asking when, presumably after this next round of testing that they're going to do with a full stack.
Yeah, much closer to launch. It is not. It is not unsaved, I guess. I don't like calling it armed because it is actually armed during the countdown rather than in this
Saved.
process that we're.
Yeah.
No, saved
that's-
will be putting the safety pins on.
Right.
This is actually removing them, so it is unsaved. Because it's
Got
not
it.
technically armed. I don't know.
Got it. Okay. Well, no, it's good to have, precision in your wording. There's safed and not safed, and there's armed and not armed, and those are two different things. Bacon, $5 tip. Thank you so much, Bacon. They say, what about a bacon-wrapped hoppy? No. Starhopper. Bacon-wrapped Starhopper? Yes. Blushy Boy, thanks for gifting a Red Team membership. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. They say, I'm offended by all this Ship 26 slander. I'm sorry. But just, look at it. It's just bad. It's just a bad Starship. That was Kevin's cue to show it, but, I blew it. Boo, look at it, it's bad. Okay. Carito, thank you for the support. They say, stop bullying Ship 26. Also, Jack, it's Hoppy. I disagree. It's Starhopper. Show it some respect. Blushy Boy celebrating 4 months of membership. Thank you so much. We get swish, boo, ship 26. What was with the transition? What?
I think Kevin is just trolling us now.
Yeah, I think Kevin is having fun as much as we're having fun, which is good. The Cat's Minion, thank you for the support. They say Sawyer said shuttle in chat. Yay, shuttle.
Shuttle. Endeavor is the best shuttle.
No, it's Atlantis. You're wrong. Bad takes. I'm gonna mute you again.
That's a weird
It's
way
Endeavor.
of pronouncing Endeavor.
You
Yeah,
have
no, Atlantis.
2 to 1 here. It's Endeavor.
I can mute both of you. I can do this by myself if I have to.
Oh, but you cannot mute us on the stream, so we can keep talking on top of you.
Well, nope, I
What
just
about
muted
that?
you. So
I guess
there's
it
that.
depends what.
All right,
Yeah.
welcome to the Jack Show.
Yeah,
This is
Endeavor
the Jack
definitely
Show.
the best.
There's no other commentators
It
on
launched
this stack
The
and
repair
potential
mission for
ship
Hubble.
26
It actually
stream.
repair Hubble.
Stack
Oh.
appears complete. The stabilizers have been removed. And now we're just sort of waiting to see what else is happening because the road is closed, and that's pretty abnormal for a stack. It has sort of happened in the past a few times, but this is like a full testing closure with a hard and soft roadblock. And yeah, Atlantis is the best shuttle. Stubby Nozzle bad. Monty Python good. What else did Trevor say that was a bad take? All right, I'm going to unmute them again. All right, you're out of purgatory.
I liked the Jack Show.
Thanks. Back to your regularly scheduled tank watching. Let's see. Ryan, thank you for gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Blushy Boy, thanks for gifting 1. Elazar, another one of those names we see pop up all the time. Celebrating their 21-month Capcom member milestone, saying, according to recent poll, 1 out of 1 Hoppies agreed that S26 is unique and should be respected. Elazar, everything I've ever said about you, I take back. And Ryan, once again, with more support. Thank you so much. They say the pictures and video don't do Ship 26 justice. It doesn't need justice. It's awful. All right, I'll stop. I'll try and stop hating on it. Let's do some questions.
Like Gage in our back channel said, this stream is all jacked
No,
up.
I'm gonna mute you. Oh, I muted Alex accidentally. Dang it, I didn't. Hang on.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Okay. No, we're normal. We're professional. Look, it's a rocket. They have stacked ship 25, atop booster 9. Once again, we think for some full stack testing. Potentially
Yeah,
as soon
Jack,
as tomorrow.
come on, read the script on your prompter.
Yeah, no, it's right there.
I saw the shadow of the drone flying across ship 25 right now. The drone is still flying around.
It would be such a fun job to get to shoot this stuff from a drone, because it's a no drone zone, so only SpaceX can do it, and just the shots that are possible are so beautiful. This one's probably doing some engineering stuff, like making sure everything is set the way it should be, but I think I can hear it. Yeah, I can hear it.
It would be such a fun job to pull a RVAC engine with a Cybertruck and have it hit the drone.
Stop. I can't imagine how painful that was for the operator.
It was more painful for the drone.
This kills the drone.
I wonder if
It was a
SpaceX is
headshot.
like doing analysis to see if the engine is damaged from.
It didn't actually hit the engine, right? It hit like one of the pillars of the structural support.
Oh, did it?
I don't think it actually hit the engine, but I'm not positive.
I think it hit the cooling channels on the extension.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is that what am I hearing? I thought that was the drone, but what is that? Do you guys hear that too, or am I losing my mind?
You are not. I mean, you're losing your mind, but not about this. I hear it as
Okay.
well.
Okay, good. I mean, all true statements. So
Yeah. Maybe Kevin spooled up the audio or something, and we're hearing a lot of noises because of that.
is it the ocean? Is it venting?
No, I don't think that's how the ocean should sound like.
So there's a new weird sound that we're hearing. Interesting.
Wait, could it be the plate? Is it all clear down there?
Oh, it could be the what? The plate?
I don't know, just thinking out loud. Might not be, but you never know.
Matrix in chat says ocean depress vent. Terrifying. Huh. I'm
What's
sorry.
that sound?
I'm sort of perplexed by what this sound is.
You can hear like some banging or something, or more like a cycling kind of sound
Huh.
as it cycles through. It's almost like someone recorded it on tape or something and then played it.
Is Kevin trolling us right now? Huh. Alright, well, we'll keep our eyes open and see if there's any visual indicator as to where the sound is coming from, but Super Steph in chat says S26 is hissing at Jack. Fair. Alright, well, more questions as we wait to see what the heck is going on with this hiss.
People saying in chat, it's actually a SpaceX through the PA confusing us.
Like the Simpsons
mean-
episode where they have the piece of paper over a comb to make like the UFO noise or whatever.
Yeah.
So just a guy in the SpaceX control room doing that into a microphone.
With a bike and everything.
Yeah. Hover bikes. Oh man. Danny Latishue, thanks for the question here. They say, with the ship almost settled down, could rotation be inducing some twist into the skirt that could upset some of the lower tiles? Oh, is it just really windy?
No, that does not sound like wind.
Is it that tarp maybe just ripped? No, it doesn't really sound
Is
like
it really
that tarp.
that?
No. I don't think that's it.
It's been windy all morning and afternoon, so I don't think it's really that.
All right, well, we'll keep listening.
I don't see, because
Keep watching.
it could also be the ship quick disconnect, venting, like sometimes they do purges, but I don't see anything coming out of the QD. I don't
Right.
even know if it's uncovered, because it has this sort of
There's a little plate,
cover.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little plate that pops out, and then you can have the exposed umbilicals, and then it goes up and hooks up with the ship. But I didn't see that doing any venting.
So odd. Doesn't sound like any orbital tank farm sound that I remember hearing.
It's also very long and continuous, which is unusual for vents.
Right. Mark Peterson is asking, where's the mic and camera that's picking it up? That's the camera that you're looking at right now is where that microphone is. So, sort of roadside, just beyond the orbital tank farm, but not quite at the beach. Is it petering out now? Yeah, look at that. Going away. Interesting. Oh, SpaceX always keeping us on our toes. Boo, Ship 26. Boo.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, I love the people in chat that are throwing tomatoes. It's amazing. It really is. It's amazing. Tinsel. Good question here. They say, do you think a sea-safe landing will now be on the cards due to the delay from the fish? I really think they're just going to fly the same profile over again and try and get further in the list of things that they need to do. Trevor, what do you think?
What do they mean by a sea-safe landing?
I am assuming they just mean like a soft landing in the ocean. That was my guess, but I could be missing something here or misinterpreting their question.
Yeah, I mean, that was the plan on the original flight, and we're expecting the same. Unless, maybe what they're getting at is right on the initial flight, if Ship 24 would have made it through re-entry, they were not going to attempt to ignite its engine for a landing burn. It could be he could be asking if they're going to do that again. And like Jack was saying, the expectation right now is that the flight profile will be identical to that of the first flight, except of course around staging, which will be done completely differently. Not that they reached that last time anyway.
Good question. Sheldon 22 is asking, when do we think starships will get names? What do you think the first name will be? Trevor?
I really hope they don't get names, to be honest.
I like the numbers, to be honest, but
Yeah.
you know, like, what was the first one that lands on Mars is supposed to be called Heart of Gold or something, according to an Elon tweet. So take that for what you will. Yeah, I don't know. The names will be fun. I'm not against the names, but I do like the numbering. Like especially the way it looks once they paint the number on the ship. It just looks so slick.
I can see them naming the ones with crew, but you know, tanker vehicle number 344 or something, right? Who cares?
Hey, I
Who's gonna
love
give it a
tanker vehicle
right?
number 344.
I think,
I knew you were gonna say that.
right, SpaceX wants to get to the point where this is not necessarily as routine as air flight, but going in that direction. And there's a reason why every airplane doesn't have a name, so I don't think every ship should have a name.
Fair. I won't put this in your bad takes column, but I don't necessarily agree. It's a fine take to have.
This will be the first time I haven't been muted by you today.
Yay.
I just don't think that it will be very good to have like 1,000 names for 1,000 ships.
Right.
And it is also very hard to remember all of them, because who is even gonna keep track of 1,000 ships? And then when
Alex,
you ask
know we
people,
will both have a spreadsheet about it.
okay, that's far from that. But let's go back to the question of, oh, what Starship is the one that you prefer the most? And then it's like, oh well, I don't know, of the 10,000 starships that they have already made by now, I don't know, right? It's like,
I like 28. It's easy. 28. It looks the coolest. Has the most greebles.
at that point, it's gonna be like airplanes, where you're like, okay, what plane do you like? And you don't talk about, oh, I like, you know, this serial number of the Boeing 737 plus whatever,
Right.
right? Like, you just talk about what kind of plane you like,
Yeah,
rather
that
than
makes
this
sense.
exact serial number of plane or whatever.
Although, but it really depends on, I guess, how many there are of whatever we're talking about. Like, there's people that have favorite SR-71s, like, oh, serial number 987, that's the cool one. Which, nothing wrong with that. But there's also not that many SR-71s. Cooper Foster is asking, why does SpaceX consider most vehicles at Starbase right now a prototype? Because they are? I'm not sure.
Yeah, nothing
Trevor,
about
Trevor,
this.
did you add this?
Yeah, I just thought we would kind of go over it real quick. Like, nothing about this pad design or ship design or booster design is anywhere near operational design. You know, they've flown the stack once, and it did not even reach stage separation. The ship cannot deploy a payload. The GSE is definitely temporary, with Elon having said that in the future they'll replace a lot of the vertical tanks with more horizontal tanks. The booster has so many planned upgrades ahead, so it's just nowhere near an operational vehicle yet, hence it's a prototype.
Yeah, makes sense. Let's see. A little bit of shuffling going on in the background. Changing over from producer Kevin to producer Patrick. Hi, Patrick. Chat, say hi, Patrick. More questions. I demand more questions. Chat, if you have any questions, type at NASA Spaceflight in chat and we'll see your question pop up. Flawed Perspective says airplane manufacturers frequently pick meaningful N numbers that act as names. My plane was known as Juliet. Still love the girl. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for contributing that. Flawed perspective. Another one of those names we see pop up all the time. Matt Phillips asking, why do some of the heat shield tiles look wonky or loose? Yes. I don't really.
I love your answer to that.
Yeah, I don't really have anything. Because it looks the way it is because of the way that it is. I think the simplest way I could answer that beyond just yes.
In the
I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will say pretty much what you said before on a previous similar question, where you said that later vehicles are actually, their heat shields are so much better. You look at Ship 28, Ship 29, their heat shields are very smooth, very well worked on. And frankly, if you look at Ship 25 and compare it to Ship 20, for example, it's actually way better. It's just that, we have now better vehicles, and so we're like, oh my gosh, Ship 25's heat shield looks awful, right? But if you look at Ship 20, that was cringe. That was like really, really bad heat shield.
Hey, at least it had a full shield, in air quotes, shield, and not just like a soul patch like the, SN 8 through 15. Yeah. Baby steps, step by step, and it gets better each time. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, just look at Ship 28 and Ship 29's heat shields. Even Ship 25's doesn't look half bad, but there are some, shall we say, wonky patches here and there. Oh, here's one from Mr. Vipitz. This is a good one. They're asking, more Raptor test fires or Merlin operational fires this year? That's like something we could actually determine using stats from McGregor, right, Trevor?
Yeah, I don't have those stats from McGregor in front of me. However, right, we do know that SpaceX has had, hold on, pulling up spreadsheets, 73 Falcon launches this year, and I think 4 of those have been Falcon Heavy. So just right there, that's several hundred operational engine firings just for Ascent, and then you have entry burns and landing burns, which is another few. So I would pretty confidently say there have been more operational Merlin firings this year, but again, I don't have any of the Raptor data in front of me. I'll see if I can get that in the back channel.
Do it. It's a good
There's
question.
definitely being a lot of tests at McGregor of Raptors, but I don't think it has been surpassed, because if you look at the numbers, it's probably been like 700 Merlin operational fires, right? It's like
probably
that's really hard to beat.
Yeah,
and if they hit 100 launches, they will have hit 1,000 up. Well, what do you even call an operational fire? Like, is a static fire an operational fire? Or
yeah,
like,
that's also true.
I mean, the way I interpreted it was a firing during a flight.
Yeah, me as well. But yeah, if you can get that data, Trevor, please do. If you don't know what we're talking about, we also have, in addition to our 24/7 live Starship stream, Starbase Live, we also have a 24/7 live McGregor test site stream where SpaceX tests their engines. So you can tune into that and have it jump scare you multiple times a day with an engine test as you forgot you left your volume up. Ask me how I know.
And hear cows moo.
Yes, also hear the cows moo. You may have noticed footage from McGregor Live in our intro. Let's see here. Good question though. I'm gonna put this one back in the queue just in case you get that data. Wow. Okay. Caesar is asking, what is the likelihood that Starship survives re-entry? Could you go into why it might not survive? Well, I mean, I think eventually it survives entry no problem. I'm not too worried about that. However, these initial flights, the heat shield is still very much a work in progress, and often we'll see like slightly misaligned tiles or damaged tiles or tiles fall off during testing, although it's been getting less and less over time. So I think that is sort of the thinking there. But also, I do wonder, how much of an issue tile damage or misalignment or liberation would be for these first flights, given that they're like barely orbital or just like a few kilometers a second of delta V shy of orbital. Like it's
No, not kilometers a second. A few, like dozen meters per second is my
got it.
understanding.
Okay, thank you for that.
It's very close to orbital.
Thank you. I was hoping if I was wrong, you would call me on it. Good take, Trevor. Good job. See, this is the take. You know, put it in your good take.
Rule
file.
number 1 of the internet: if you want an answer to a question, create an alt and answer with the wrong answers, then people will correct you, and you'll get
Nice.
way more responses than if you just ask the question.
Alex, what did we say Trevor's alignment was?
Hold
I
up.
think
I
he
can look
just-
it up.
I think he just proved it because that was a very apt answer.
Lawful evil.
Yeah, very lawful evil answer. Good job. Yeah, my whole point was it's not coming back from the moon or Mars or anything. So maybe if there's some, the tiles don't do 100% of what they're supposed to do, everything will be mostly okay and it'll re-enter fine because it's not, really hauling the mail as much as it might be. Anyways, I'm not a rocket scientist. Really good question though. I kind of rambled for a while there. Alex, do you think 25 survives re-entry, assuming it gets that far?
No.
Why might it not survive?
Do you really want me to answer that question? Looking at
I
the
just asked you.
legal
I
tiles?
just asked you.
Looking at the tiles.
I mean,
Yeah.
have you looked at the tiles?
It's like when a dog is not potty trained and goes inside and you like show it the mess and you're like, don't do this. that's what we're doing right now. So yes.
You know that by experience, right? With a dog.
I can neither confirm nor deny. But yeah, we're looking at the tiles. Why might not it? I mean, I did just ramble about it for a hot second, but if you have anything to add, go for it.
Yeah, I don't think it's up to enough quality to really be able to re-enter.
Cool. Let's see here.
Later ships will probably have more chances though.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a given. Beep beep boo. X-Bar is asking, do you think within this decade Starship will say welcome to New York with point-to-point? Within this decade, between now and 2033, point-to-point flights involving New York. I want to say
it's
yes.
a Taylor Swift reference.
Oh. Wow, you just got me good. I'm muting you again.
Very good reference. But no, I do not think that we will have point-to-point Starship flights in the next 10 years.
I want to say yes, but my heart says no, but I want to say yes. I'm not even going to ask Alex. Steven asking, has there been low throttle Raptor tests for moon landing? Think that this is even possible? I think yes. Wasn't there some sort of landing profile burn that we saw done, or that SpaceX might have even tweeted about? I'm grasping at straws here.
Well, what they actually talked about was that it was a burn from orbit. So
thank you.
it will be sort of like the orbit burn. The only difference is that on the moon you don't have any atmosphere to be able to re-enter. So the orbit burn is actually your landing burn, because you the orbit and go all the way to the surface to land. Now we don't really know what's going on with the whole landing thrusters on HLS and things like that. I'm not really sure whether that's a thing or not, or if it's still going on. It's really weird that we haven't seen anything either way, that we haven't seen them saying, oh yeah, we've done a low throttle Raptor landing burn for like, no, we only have seen like a test of like the length of that burn, but not really a low throttle, because you will need that single that single Raptor to be throttled down really down, because you have even though it's probably like half full of propellant, because it needs to go up then into orbit later, it's still quite a low gravity that you have, and Raptor is a powerful engine.
Yeah.
Indeed, it is. It's an extremely powerful engine in a pretty compact little package. Like, what a cool machine. I'm gonna run some supers really quick. Thank you, SpaceX Sammy. They say down with Tyrant Jack.
I agree. Thank you.
Andy Law, would you? I will mute you again. Andy Law gifting 10 Red Team memberships. Thank you so much, Andy. That's very generous of you. If you got a membership from Andy, be sure to thank them. Boo Ship 26 says, can Ship 26 really have an active FTS? Because it can't be armed. Get it? No flaps, no arms. Wow, I said that out loud. But your name was Boo Ship 26, so. John Dalby, thank you for becoming a Pad Rat member. Blushy Boy, gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Thanks so much. Reese Jones, what's up, Reese? Thanks, buddy, for all the support. They say Jack Fan Club with a 33-month Red Team member milestone. Blushy Boy again, gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Thank you, Blushy Boy. Coco Cats, we got some fun names today. Gifting a Red Team membership. Thank you for that. Wondering what's next. Thank you for the super chat. They say, what exactly are the fish people asking for before they give approval if they have to? I think they're analyzing the use of the water deluge system. Is that correct, Alex? The fish people?
Yes, the fish people, yes.
So that's what we're sort of waiting on here. Oh, look, there's a truck right there filling up with water, or offloading water, probably offloading.
And people ask, are they gonna have to do all of these for every launch? And it's like, well, no, if nothing fails dramatically with a launch pad and you don't need to add like a huge plate with thousands of gallons of water coming out of it, maybe they don't need to review anything else for the next launch. Other than probably, I don't think the flight is gonna go 100% full and well. And the problem with the mishap investigations from the FAA is that they trigger very, very easily. Like, if you don't meet all of the conditions of just flying regularly your vehicle as it should, then you get that mishap investigation. Now, the hope is that when we actually get it, it's gonna be faster to be able to go through it, because they probably will have less things to solve. So maybe instead of being like 63 items, it's maybe 20 or less, or something like it.
Right. Good question there from Wondering What's Next. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. They say mediocre take. Wondering What's Next again with another super chat saying, oh, they did it twice. Thank you for the double, even if it wasn't intentional. And Ryan asking, do we know why the tiles around the weld lines are lighter than the rest? I think that's just because they're on there. They're like the newest tiles. Those are the last ones to go on, so they're just not as weathered as other tiles. All right, we do have an answer about more Raptor test fires or Merlin operational fires this year from Mr. Vipitz, because that was such a good question. I don't want to lose that one. So Trevor, we have an answer for that. And here's what I'm going to do, because I'm not only a tyrant that's drunk with power on this stream today, I'm also a nice guy. So I'm going to mute myself, and I'll just go for it.
All right. So the answer to your question really comes down to, how do you define an operational firing of Falcon or of Merlin? So I'm just going to give you all of the data and let you decide the answer to this question. So this year, according to our McGregor guys, so thank you to the whole McGregor team for getting this data for us, there have been 770 Raptor firings in McGregor, which is actually insane if you think about it, that there are several Raptor firings per day, but that's besides the point. Additionally, this year, there have been 4 Falcon Heavy launches, and then 69 Falcon 9 launches so far. So with just those two, that's 621 engine firings on Falcon 9 for first stage and 108 on Falcon Heavy. Additionally, there have been roughly 150 second stage burns this year, because on average there are about 2 per mission, with a few missions having under that, a few missions having more than that, so that number is kind of an approximation. Then there have been 75 booster landings this year, so each time, right, there are either 3 engines for entry and then 1 for landing, or 3 for landing and 1 for entry, so that's a total of 300 firings. And then there are 15 cores that have done boost back burns so far this year, so that's an additional 45 burns. So if you sum all of those stats up and you count all of those as operational, then there have been, let's see, Windows search of course doesn't do addition, 1,224 operational Merlin burns this year, so quite a few more than Raptor firings. However, if you don't count the landing burns and boost back burns as operational, then it's much closer, just over 800 operational Merlin firing this year. Then of course this doesn't count, as Alex was talking about earlier, any static fires of Falcon 9 this year, or of Merlins down in McGregor. That said, this year there have been 448, actually a little bit less than that. Okay, so call it on the order of 300 Merlin firings, some of which, exactly 163 of those have been second stage engines. So those are longer duration firings, and it looks like those are on average about 210 seconds. And then there's of course the Falcon 9s that also fire there. So, very long answer to your question, that there have been more, by pretty much any metric, there have been more operational Merlin firings this year than Raptor firings. Alex, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, well, I will say that I'm not surprised to hear that, but yeah, I mean, it is pretty much a very thorough investigation that you did there.
I was curious. Yeah, great question. That was fun to answer. Let's see. Matrix and Chaz asking, has there been a Raptor 3 firing yet?
Well, we know that Elon talked about a Raptor V3 engine being fired a few months ago, but we're not really sure what's going on with those engines right now, right? And so we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, the whole Raptor naming convention is extraordinarily confusing, and it seems that there are several, I don't know, maybe older naming schemes that are no longer correct, because, right, Elon's alluded to like Raptor 2, Raptor 2.5, then Raptor 3, and whatnot, and there seem to be, the official naming scheme seems to be like Raptor 2 block whatever, and that there are several blocks. So like block 1 was original Raptor 2, and then Raptor 2 block 2 was with electric TVC, and then Raptor 2 block 3 is the thrust upgrade that Elon tweeted. But unfortunately that is not been confirmed that that's what Elon was talking about, so maybe, depending on how you define Raptor 3.
Alright, I'm unmuting myself.
Welcome back, Jack.
That was a really good answer. Thank you for that. And it was a really good question, too. But it really goes to show just how insane their cadence with Falcon 9 is, but simultaneously, just how many Raptors they're testing. It's just wild. SpaceX really firing on all cylinders.
On all Raptors.
On all turbo pumps. Their turbines are all spinning. We'll workshop this. We'll figure it out.
The only cylinders that I'm seeing right now is just the tank farm, tanks, and the booster.
What?
I don't know. You were saying firing all cylinders, so.
I'm just so mad at you. I'm not even gonna mute you. I just want you to know I'm disappointed in you.
That's somehow worse.
I know that.
Let's see here. Bean is asking, do we think after hot staging the booster's 3 center engines will keep running and assist with the flip for boost back? That would make sense to me. What do you think? Trevor, go first.
Yes.
Alex?
I think they'll shut down.
I was hoping you would give a typical Alex long-winded response so I could take a bite of the sandwich that I just made while muted.
Well,
And yet, the one time I wanted you to ramble on for like a minute and a half, okay, next question.
I talked about this before, so it's just that I don't think. I mean, I could do that. So basically, what I think is that we don't really know what's going to happen, and
Sandwich time.
Jack, we
It's
just
a
only
hockey
know.
sandwich.
Oh, come on. I haven't eaten yet. So, the whole thing with that is that we only know that they're gonna be running the 3 center engines at 50% throttle, then ignite the RVAC engines on the ship, and we know it's gonna be the RVAC engines because you can only ignite pretty much the RVAC engines with that shield on the hot staging ring. And now there's a moment though where you're like, if you do actually the math of what is the acceleration, the relative acceleration, it's not really that much with these 3 booster engines at 50% throttle and the 3 RVACs on the ship running and everything. So my total guess is that either they wait a lot of time until there's actually like a decent separation to be able to light up these 3 center engines, or they just shut down the engines on the booster as soon as the RVAC engines are lit up. Because once you shut down those and liberate the ship, then the relative acceleration is rather quickly. It's actually about, like 2/3 of a g or something like that, which is a lot of relative acceleration if you think about it. So once you have that relative acceleration that is way higher in that scenario, then you can only wait like just maybe 1 or 2 seconds to get a really decent separation to ignite the center engines on the ship and not have to be, on that lower throttle, on that lower thrust, with just 3 RVAC engines ignited, and have all 6 actually going on, which we believe it's going to happen because based on the rate of consumption of the propellant and based on the original basically when they were launching the first flight of a Starship, they were targeting about a 6-minute burn of the Raptor engines on the Starship on the upper stage, and given the rate of consumption of the propellant for these Raptors, either the RVACs consume about twice as much propellant as the regular Raptors, which we don't think that's the case, given their performance and the numbers that SpaceX provided, right? Or what happens is that all 6 are going to be ignited, and pretty much that's what we expect to happen. The only thing different with this flight is because of the hot staging thing, it's going to be staggered. So first the RVACs and then the center engines. Anyways, I hope, Jack, you got a really good bite of that sandwich.
Oh, dude, I ate an entire half of the sandwich and had some delicious Mountain Dew, so thank you for that. If you're wondering, hey, the ship is down. It's stacked. Why are they still alive? Here's the thing. Today is different. If you have missed it, if you've missed us talking about it so far, basically, the different thing today is this here roadblock. They have closed the road, like partially or temporarily in the past for lifts, but it's become increasingly rare. And this is not a, like, close the road at the suborbital tank farm and the beachhead. This is a full-on testing closure with a hard roadblock and a soft roadblock. So we are curious as to what sort of testing might be happening next, or additionally today, in addition to the stack. We did get that Marine Safety Information Bulletin for a full stack wet dress rehearsal, but that is for starting tomorrow, I believe. Alex, you can correct me if I'm wrong there.
And well, as you can see on that previous shot of the suborbital pad, the tank farm right now, it's pretty much dead. We don't see any other activity, and so the problem right now is like if they're gonna test Ship 26, which we believe it's gonna happen because, well, or at least at some point was the plan, because they had the road closed and the beach closed as well, something that didn't really happen on the previous 2 stacks of the ship on top of the booster. If they are really gonna do that, then why is it that the tank farm is still pretty much dead? Now, granted, they still have 6 hours ahead until the end of the window for disclosure, basically all the way until 8 p.m. Central. So they could just decide to test it maybe a little bit later and keep the road closed. We don't really know though. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the shortest answer to why are we still live is because the road's still closed. I mean, the ship's down, but the road is still closed. So who knows what could happen here. Oh, that's a good sandwich. If only it had bacon on it.
Ugh.
People are booing.
They're booing 26. As they should.
Someone said, that was not the question, Alex. And I said, yes, but but my answer to that is that I actually answered the question. It's just that Jack was disappointed about, it being so short. So I give my reasoning by why I think it's not going to be, those 3 engines on the booster are not going to be lit all the way through the boost back burn. They could, in theory,
yeah.
but I just don't think it's going to happen. Might be the other way around, though, but...
Someone named NASA Spaceflight in chat said Ship 26 is the Leeds United of starships, and I don't know what that means, but I find it delightful and hilarious. Let's see here. Bless you, boy, gifting a Red Team membership. Thank you. Jeremy Hancock, thank you so much. They say can't thank y'all enough for introducing me to my favorite thing and keeping me updated for the past 2 years with a 23-month Capcom member milestone. Thank you so much, Jeremy, for the kind words. We're so glad you like what we do, because you know what? We like it too. And we just want to share the excitement and the joy with people. And so thanks for being a member and helping us do that. Rough Riders Show. What's up, Rough Riders? 36-month Capcom membership milestone. They say, would Jack rather burn Ship 26 or Apple boxes? Well, the deal is every time you bring up Apple boxes, I burn another one. So you just brought it up. So it means I have to burn another one. I don't want to burn Ship 26 because I don't want to be in trouble with SpaceX and law enforcement. So, yeah. The stabilizers are still out, right? We're just looking at those really quick as they go by. Oh, yep. Thank you. Still out, right, Alex? They didn't, put them back in or anything?
They are in.
They're in. Interesting. So they took them out, they put them back in. All right, operator, you may resume tilt. Thank you. Piano Fool, or Plano Fool, thanks for coming. A Pad Rat member, and Brian Illenberg, thank you for the 8-month Red Team membership. They say when hop? Hopefully soon.
That's the question.
It's always the question. Matrix. Oh, we already did that one. The Raptor 3 firing. I was making a sandwich when you guys were talking about that, but I would hope that they're starting to get into Raptor 3s by now. But I don't think we have any super detailed information in that regard, right?
Yeah, Alex and I touched on this, that the whole question is kind of what is Raptor 3, because that's alluded to a lot of different things. So in some definitions of Raptor 3, yes, there have been Raptor 3 firings, and others, no.
Got it. Cooper Fostner saying, do you think SpaceX will install more cladding on the launch tower? Yeah, I think the launch tower, in the same way that the orbital launch mount once looked hilarious compared to how it looks now, and it's much more fully formed and clad with armor and just looks more complete, I think the tower will also have a state that is similar. Would you agree, Trevor?
Yes, I always agree with you.
Smart man. Alex, what do you think? I think you're great, Jack. Awesome. Okay, moving right along. Oh, Oh, this is a good question. William Lucas is asking, how does the ship and the booster communicate together? Is there a wire bulkhead in the hot stage ring? I don't actually know. I assume there was a wired connection. But Trevor, what? How do you think this works?
This is a really good question that I've never thought about.
I really haven't seen any
Yeah.
wires
I haven't
going
seen
from the
any,
ship
but
to the booster.
it's so the one thing that's slightly different about SpaceX's vehicles, because they're reusable, is generally both stages have flight computers and have all of the necessary hardware, which, if to my knowledge, is not true on all vehicles. So that would be another interesting question: is on vehicles where there's only one main flight computer, how does that transmit between stages? This is another thing that I'll have to do research on. Sorry, I'm not sure.
Well, normally rockets have connectors in between the stages. I know that at least Falcon 9 does have connectors on in between the stages. Like they have a way to talk to each other via wires that they are connected, and then when the stages separate, these connectors just basically break off. Like, just like you unplugging some cable or anything. And the same thing happens even with Falcon Heavy side boosters. They also have connectors on the joint. I don't really know how to call it, but basically the separator systems, they have also wires there that also connect. So they have a way to talk to each other that doesn't really that it's not really wireless. You actually have a physical cable, a physical wire that actually transmits all of that data between the stages and the boosters and everything.
Yeah, this is pretty fascinating. Trevor, let me know what you're able to research there, because I am also very curious about this now. I mean, I assume there's a wired connection, although I haven't seen such a connection, but I assume that there would be a wired one, because like we can't really have them talking to each other wirelessly with all that delay, right? Like that seems kind of crazy.
I mean, would it be that much delay?
I don't know. Roland Hines, thank you for the support. They say Ship 26 is just a tin can, but without the flaps or a heat shield. Yes. Boo. Boo 26. Boo. Alex Physics, with a 12-month Red Team membership milestone. Hey, Alex. With a hopper emoji. I would like to note the name of the emoji is Hopper.
I was gonna do a funny, but the problem is it didn't display the whole thing.
It did not.
I was gonna say Hoppy, and it didn't display it.
but it did display Hoppy or Hopper. So.
Hey, I've been supporting the channel for 12 months, so why not? Now I have the little Earth, because you know those symbols or logos or whatever next to the names of the members. That's actually the time that, like, that's a way that you can see how long a member has been a member.
You get a little badge right next to your name, depending on how long you've been a member, which is super cool.
And so after 12 months, you start getting planets, and you get Earth, then the Moon, then Mars, and then after 48 months, which I think, how long is that?
4 years.
Someone make the 4 years. Okay, so after 4 years, you get Terraform Mars. I think it is the logo.
Nice.
So we'll see how many people will have the Terraform Mars on their logo, on their name.
I think the highest level, or the longest number of, or milestone that we've seen on today's stream at least, is a 40-month one. So 8 months or so, we should be getting a lot of Mars folks, a lot of Mars members in chat, which is going to be cool. More questions. I demand more questions. Once again, the road is still closed. The ship is stacked, but the road is still closed. So we're kind of hanging out, hoping to see if anything else happens. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, at NASA Spaceflight in the chat, and we'll wait to see if any sort of testing occurs today, given that the road is still closed, and Ship 26 is sitting there and has not yet completed a pre-burner test. And yeah, that's sort of the state of play. Let's see here. Well, I don't know. Should we just call it, and if Ship 26 starts doing something, we'll come back again live? What do you think?
Probably sounds smart to me, given that this road closure extends for anher 8 hours.
6 hours.
6 or is it?
6.
Oh, right.
All the way
yeah,
to
you're
8.
an hour ahead of me.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
That doesn't
I mean,
really. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, that does not make sense.
How does it not make sense? Starbase is an hour ahead of me, not an hour behind me. Hence a 2-hour difference in what I said.
But then it would be 7, not 8.
No, because if it was an hour behind me, then it would be noon local, and it goes until 8 local. Right?
I'm mad
don't-
at Trevor. I'm mad at you, Trevor.
I don't
was-
know.
When you were giving the good Raptor answer, I was about to say I take back everything bad I ever said about math, but I'm not. I'm now going to retract that statement I thought of saying. But then
Anyway,
didn't
you have
actually
the
say.
clock there on local time on your.
This
Upper
is a
left
good
corner.
point. This
Right,
is a
6
good-
hours.
You
6
should
hours
have
left.
looked there.
Although
Exactly,
what's
6
what's
hours.
going on here? We got some fortuitous activity at the roadblock. What
Probably
do we have
changing.
here?
Going for a new box of donuts or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's
Thanks.
a long way
now,
to the.
now I want donuts. Thank you. By the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want donuts, but I don't want the
It's worse for
calories
me
from
because it's
donuts.
right now 9 p.m. here, so I cannot order that kind of stuff right now. So
Dang.
it's worse for me.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess we should wrap it up. Although I am now curious as to what's going on at the roadblock. But since we are wrapping, it's no worries. You can still keep watching on Starbase Live, which is our 24/7 live stream. So keep watching on SBL. You can keep an eye on the roadblock as we will all be doing. And if Ship 26 starts spooling up or something else starts happening, boo, Ship 26, boo, then we will just go live again, because we can do that. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to Chris B, who we had on earlier doing commentary. Thank you, Trevor, for jumping on in his stead, even though you have bad takes.
That's what I'm here for. I make
And-
everyone look smart with how bad my takes are.
Brilliant work, sir. And Alex, thank you for being on and allowing me to eat my sandwich with your excellent detailed answers.
My rambles, right?
Yep. Perfect. And of course, thank you to Kevin being in the background as the producer at the start of the stream, and thank you to Patrick for the producer duties he is fulfilling in this part of the stream. Once again, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, but you can go to Starbase Live and continue watching along. No commentary there. But if something starts going down, we'll probably announce it on Raptor Radio, and then you'll see us go live again for anything else that may be happening today. So there you go. Thanks for watching. This is kind of a particularly chaotic one. Just having fun today, hanging out with you guys, watching a stack. So thanks for enjoying along with us. And if you really like Ship 26, I'm sorry, but boo, Ship 26. All right, bye.
And here we go.
We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Traveling up.
Tango down to nominal.
Fighting downside SPD off. Bring in SPD off. Off. It's orange!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Décollage. Put that in the big bag, Tingle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
If the methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?